I think we're live.
Yeah, I think. Well, I just quickly check YouTube. Hmm.
Yay. Hi, Hindol. I hope we're
Hello,
live.
hello.
You look so
Yeah.
different in the photograph that we've shared.
Yeah, it's a very
All of
old
us.
photograph. It's almost like 5 years old. Yeah, I was much
Nice.
thinner back then, so I used those photographs. So that is how
Nice.
it is. Yeah.
I am just,
Huh.
yeah. So I think 14 people have already joined the stream. 19 people are here.
Hello,
Nice. Do
hello,
you need
hello.
the link for the stream?
The YouTube link है just a second.
Yeah,
हाँ मिल गया सौरभ has sent it.
great. So for everyone who's just joined, we're doing a compensation stream because
Yeah.
I'm बहुत awkward.
हाँ
So
देखते हैं
we
आज
thought we'd
हाँ
work on this
yeah how much we are able
awkwardness.
to yeah. Yeah, Chinmay knows my secrets. Thank you, Chinmay. Chinmay is also from our quiz team, so he helps me
Yeah.
make questions, and he like we used to quiz together in college as well, so he knows how awkward this can get. He's seen the worst.
Are you an awkward person, like a shy person, individual?
I'm see it depends. So I I'm mostly quiet. Like I don't talk to people unless like it's absolutely necessary. But if I get really comfortable with someone, there's like no limits. I'll keep talking. सो लाइक मतलब वही था कि बचपन में क्लास में मतलब क्लास टीचर भी बोलते थे आपका बच्चा बहुत बात करता रहता है कि सुनता नहीं है कुछ वो भी था एंड एट द सेम टाइम लाइक कि बिल्कुल बात नहीं करता है चुपचाप बैठा रहता है सो
Nice.
स्प्लिट पर्सनालिटी so
Yes.
were you a shy kid like what
I used to speak a lot, and then all of a sudden, this transition came where I just did not want to speak at all.
हाँ
So, like, until class, I don't know, 10th standard or something, people were like, oh, she talks a lot. And then
yeah
all of a sudden, people were like, oh,
हाँ
she's very quiet. She
आपका आपका
doesn't speak at all.
गीत हो गया जब भी मत से
Yeah. बस like, yeah. मेरे दिमाग में बहुत गंदा जोक आया था, but then yeah. Hey,
let it out
Sandeep Vicky's also. I was thinking like she
हाँ
goes through a transition in that song, Aoge Jab Tu Massage. No, like
yeah
just that part didn't happen to me, but
हाँ
but
yeah
Sandeep Vicky is here.
Yeah, you didn't read
And
most of my. Yeah, thank
yeah,
you so much, Sandeep. We because see, I'll tell you honestly, क्या होता है when we are streaming and like obviously we are both new to this and for me it's also daunting क्योंकि like quiz भी है. I have to deal with like
yeah.
5 participants वो चल रहा है scoring करना है and at the same time like I'm not making an excuse कि हमने आपका super chat नहीं पढ़ा and I'm definitely hope कि आप जब अगली बार super chat करेंगे तो I'll definitely read it.
We read it
हाँ
today. And
yeah
अगर आप
yeah
और super chat. Today we
हाँ
won't miss a single super chat. I
हाँ
promise.
हाँ एंड इट्स नॉट अबाउट क्वांटिटी की मतलब बहुत ज़्यादा आपने कर दिया तो हमने पढ़ा नहीं इट्स नॉट अबाउट दैट आप क्वांटिटी सेम रख सकते हैं सो यू कैन सेंड एज मेनी आई रीड all of them so this is my promise and I'm a man of my
Yeah.
word yeah
And 51 people are watching us, guys. Please like this stream so
yeah
that it gets recommended.
yeah
आज हम we are winging it today,
yeah we
and
have no idea what we're going to do but कर लेंगे कुछ ना कुछ तो कर ही लेंगे
yes, we thought we did. Like, but this is a good thread, no?
yeah
Shyness and awkwardness.
mm.
I still believe I'm very awkward. I'm
yeah
very awkward. Sometimes my mind just goes blank.
mm.
Like मैं बस हंसती रहूंगी और I'll just be like, what am I
So
supposed
is
to
it
reply to that?
yeah so is it like suppose you're in a situation with people and like that there's a bunch of people that you have to talk to so are you awkward because you are processing ki okay is sentence ke baad I'll say this so maybe I'll get a laugh or like it's a question so it'll take the conversation somewhere so are you like planning what you're going to say or what or is it just like okay I'll just observe and if they
Yeah.
acknowledge me then I'll come into the conversation. So what's your
I'm mostly like I'll just observe and if I have something to contribute then I'll say. Like
yeah
अगर already इतनी अच्छी बात चल रही है and I know कि my comment is going to either pull it down एक
hmm.
बहुत नीचे or it's going to just एक segue बिल्कुल अलग सा हो जाएगा then I don't usually
Right.
comment. I don't know.
Hmm.
But I'm trying to I don't know try and make because I've realized like people get uncomfortable because I am very quiet and so
Hmm.
I'm trying to like ensure people are comfortable around me.
No, but that's a really good thing that you're actively listening. And this is like one great grouse I've had with people. Ki when, as I was saying, ki when you're talking to someone before, like when the other person is saying something, you are thinking ki okay, abhi main ye bolunga, and this will get this reaction, and then after that I'll bring that story in, and then we'll do something from there. So that's also
Yeah.
how some people process it. And a lot of comedians I've seen, like abhi YouTuber stream वगैरह, so that's how they describe it कि they are never paying attention to the conversation. They're like कि अब मैं joke क्या crack कर सकता हूँ, what, how can I get a laugh from this? So that's like also another kind of awkwardness. तो वो भी है. I think
Yeah,
that's,
I
yeah,
sometimes I do just ki okay, there's another super chat by
yeah,
Sandeep Wiki.
yeah,
It's okay, guys, no need to explain. By the way, KVOP, yeah,
yeah.
KVOP,
KVOP
guys.
तो है ही, but संदीप विकी ओपी भी है, तो वो ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है, तो संदीप हो
Yeah. But like usually it happens the other person is speaking and then you have a thought
गया.
and then you just want to hold on to that thought.
Hmm.
But then if you keep on holding on to that thought, you're not able to enjoy the conversation. And I've
Yeah.
realized ki,
Hmm.
the most important thing when you're speaking to someone is for that, like when you're speaking, you just want the other person to be 100% present.
Hmm.
And I really want to be that person who's 100% present in the conversation. So I try to not forget that thought, but sometimes I do. But I also like tend to like कि
Hmm.
मैं पूरा ऐसे I'll get engrossed, and it happens to me a lot when I'm interviewing someone.
Hmm.
Like we'll be having a conversation and they'll explain, and I have this question, but वो इतनी प्यारी explanation दे देंगे, and I want to be present there, and by the time they're done, I'm just like,
Hmm.
oh, I forgot my next question. I'm really
Yeah.
sorry. And then we have to wait for that cut.
Hmm.
But that happens to me.
Yeah. So again, अभी इसी पे हो रहा है. So what was the first interview that you did, like as part of the channel?
Anand Gandhi, I think.
Yeah, and like straight up, this was the first time you were interviewing someone.
Yeah, I think,
Yeah.
yeah, on the channel, yeah,
Hmm.
Anand Gandhi. I
Yeah.
remember he said something, he recited this Gujarati poem, and
Hmm.
I was like so overwhelmed. I was like, wait, I forgot my next question. Can you hold on? He was like, yeah, sure, sure, sure. I'll
Yeah.
just explain it to you until then. So he gave an explanation, and then I was
Yeah.
just like, and I was really embarrassed because I was like, I'm so sorry, but I forgot my next question.
Hmm.
But that happened to me. That happened, and I
Yeah.
really like Vaibhav does it really well.
Hmm.
He's very comfortable. He ensures the other person is also comfortable.
Yeah, and in fact, the more and more I see Vaibhav's like podcast वगैरह, I realize he's modeled his entire this thing on Ifan साहब जो है गुफ्तगू के, because like गुफ्तगू का, I like the format is such कि he makes you so comfortable that people who don't talk otherwise, like there's an interview he did with John Abraham, and even John Abraham has said like a lot of profound things in that interview, and that's like
Yeah.
that's something no one would expect. So that's like something everyone should aspire to. Otherwise, the other extreme is Cyrus Brocher. So there's this
Yeah.
podcast that's called Cyrus Says, and he doesn't let the guest talk. So, and he has ADD. So like that's his justification. Ki whatever thought I have, I need to get it out. Screw whatever you're saying. My joke is important, and then we'll say. And sometimes it also helps because like a guest wants to like ramble on. He'll
Yeah.
just cut them short. कि हाँ ठीक है, आपने story बोल दिया ना, अभी 5 जोक आएगा, उसके बाद हम वापस आएंगे.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I sometimes think that can be very annoying in
Hmm.
a conversation. I hope Cyrus Brocha doesn't see this.
No, no, no. Even he, yeah, even he acknowledges it that it's
Yeah.
annoying, but that's a very, I don't know. I find it's like an acquired taste. Ki matlab either you
And it
get it or
also
you don't
becomes a
get it.
part of your
Yeah,
personality, brand as well.
yeah.
And then, yeah,
It's like
that's also
how,
true.
so personal and I don't know, unpopular opinion, whatever. I don't like Joe Rogan's podcast that much. So firstly, it's the length, like 3 घंटे का कौन देखेगा.
Yeah.
That is one. And secondly, I don't know. I just don't like his style that he comes with a lot of baggage कि मतलब आप question पूछ रहे हो, but every question seems like a loaded question. So there's this one uh, video where he's talking to some actress about feminism and why she lost weight and stuff, and every question was like he's leading her on कि now you will say this. So I don't know, I don't find that very interesting.
Hmm. That's an interesting point actually.
Yeah.
I haven't heard a lot of his podcasts because
Hmm.
again the length, and
Yeah.
I just feel like he's very loud for me. Like he
Hmm.
might be very polite and everything, but there is a certain like tone and pitch that I listen to because
Yeah.
you don't want to get anxious while you're listening. So
Hmm.
there's this another podcast called The Daily Stoic. I
Right.
love what the guy says, but then uski speed is so fast, it just makes me anxious. Like he's saying
Hmm.
such a nice thing, but then again, it just makes you anxious because he's saying it so fast. So I'm
Yeah.
very particular about the people I listen to. And
Do
yeah.
you do you listen to anything at, suppose you're listening to a story or something, and you're like, just get to the point, I need to know what happened, so you listen to it at 2x. Do you do something like that?
I move like I, I hate like you are going to hate me for this.
Huh.
Sometimes I tend to watch movies like
Huh.
that. So like,
Right.
why are you wasting so much time here? Let me, and then I'll just
Yeah.
forward the thing and like
Hmm.
if someone is watching the film with me, I
Hmm.
really have to control
Hmm.
like कि अब forward नहीं कर सकते. But if
Huh.
I'm watching something alone, I'll just finish a 30-minute episode in like 20-minute episode because I'm like I don't
Yeah.
want to waste my time. Why are you talking like this?
Yeah.
Like kabhi kabhi they're just building the character. Like
Hmm.
abhi like so this person is interested in
Hmm.
this person. They'll flirt a little. I'll be
Hmm.
like I don't want to. I know they're going to end up
Hmm.
together. I just don't want to watch this part. Let me just move forward. And that's
Yeah.
very annoying, and people hate me for this.
No,
But
I'm glad you do this because I do this a lot and I've got a lot of hate for this. So this all started with 13 Reasons Why the first season came out, and I had no
oh
intention of watching it.
yeah,
A friend of mine was watching it, and she saw the first like couple of episodes, and she's like, "Dude, this is addictive. You need to see it." So this was like a Saturday evening. I came back from work, and I was like, "Chalo, dekhte hai, what is it?" Now the first episode, ठीक है, हाँ. I thought कि काफी Bollywood beats hai, I know what's going to happen, but like there were twists and stuff. So then I thought, chalo 2x करके देखते हैं. Then I was like, कि, okay, I hate this show. I don't like what's happening. I'm not going to watch this again, but I need to know what happens
कि
in the
होता
end.
yeah.
Yeah. So then I finished the entire season in one night. I don't know. I went up to like 3x,
Same, yeah.
4x, and I actually bata do mujhe. I just like show me the frames. I'll know what happens. Just don't tell me. I just like need to finish. So
That
there's that.
happens with I did the same with 13 Reasons Why. And उसके बाद I couldn't watch the further seasons, but I was like, I've started watching this. I
Huh.
need to get done with this. I need to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do that with a lot of films as well.
Yeah, yeah. I finished Money Heist also the same way because Money Heist, if you think about it, it's very typical Bollywood. This thing, like all beats are like proper Bollywood. Like I don't know, for some reason I was watching it in Spanish, but I could hear it in Hindi. And उस time पे हिंदी dialogue नहीं था. I was like mentally this सब हिंदी में सुनाई दे रहा है. मैं like ठीक है खत्म करो इसको आगे. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So coming back to podcasts and stuff.
Yeah.
So sometimes if there's like a very long interview that I'm listening video or whatever, if the what he's saying is interesting, I just speed it up and listen to. So as you said, you find it annoying when someone is speaking fast in general.
It's
But
just
yeah.
how their tone of voice, like sometimes people speak really fast, but it's
Hmm.
again very calming.
Yeah.
So I listen to a lot of TED key speeches, and some
Hmm.
of them, like everyone comes with their own different voice and speed, etc., etc. But some of them are just so meditative
Hmm.
that you don't like the entire when why I listen to podcasts is that I do not want to feel rushed in life.
Hmm.
Mr. Peanut Butter ने super chat दी है.
Oh man. I want to get whatever job Mr. Peanut Butter does because the amount of money he has. Yes, Mr. Peanut Butter, we'll talk about your show. It has a lot of things to talk about. Yeah.
But yeah, so the reason why I listen to podcasts is to not feel rushed, to get
Hmm.
that sense of stability in life.
Yeah.
There was this, I don't remember that poetry, पथिक होता है यहाँ पे तो वो line भी बता
Hmm.
देता, but there was this thing that Gulzar once wrote
Hmm.
कि एक बार तो यूं होगा थोड़ा सा सुकून होगा ना सिर में जुनून होगा कुछ something like that.
Hmm.
And I was like I want to feel that way, and that was
Yeah.
the essential definition of ठहराव जिसे हम बोलते हैं
Hmm.
हिंदी में. And that's the only reason why I listen to podcasts or anything, because I want to feel that calmness. And then sometimes people just speed through it, and that's not what I usually go
Hmm.
to podcasts for. So मेरा होता है.
Wait, now that we're on the topic of Gulzar, so this is the only book that I've finished reading this year. And like काफी मैंने dedication के साथ पढ़ी है. This is a book called Ravi Par. It's
Wow.
a collection of short stories by Gulzar. So Gulzar, I don't know, I just feel very connected. I don't know, there's something with him, and it's been for long. So anything he writes, all interviews, everything, I just like I have to see it, I have to consume it. So I made it a rule, I'll read one story every day, no matter what, and I managed to finish
Nice.
it. Then I tried doing it with like other short story books, didn't work out. So there's that. Yeah, but yeah, just as an off this thing. So in every interview, people ask him कि सर आप इतने सालों से आप लिख रहे हो poetry. How do you manage to
Yeah.
stay relevant? How do you write things that are still whatever? And now normally people say that, oh, I am keep listening, I'm in tune with what the young people are saying. What Gulzar's answer is that see, my appearance might be old, but I'm not as old as you think I am. I'm as young as you. I'm probably younger than you. So I'm not a poet of that era that you're talking about. I'm a
Yeah.
poet of now. I'm talking about things that are happening now. So I just love Gulzar. So that's that. One day I want to meet him. I don't know what I'll do. I'll probably be damn awkward. It'll be, I don't know, I'll freeze or something. But I just want to see him in flesh once.
Right.
Uh,
This reminds me of that. So
yeah.
there's this I don't know. There's this TV actress I once met. She was really big.
Hmm.
जब हम बच्चे होते थे.
Hmm.
And I wouldn't name her, but I met her, and I'm not at all a fan.
Hmm.
But I'm a very awkward human being.
Yeah.
And she was there, and I was here, and her daughter was playing with my bag, and I was like, "What do I say?" And
Hmm.
then I just said, "Hey, I was a big fan of his," and I was like, "But I wasn't even a fan." In my head, I'm like, but I was just so awkward. I said, "Hey, I really liked your show," and I didn't even remember the name of the show. And I was like, "Hey, I'm a big fan." I just because of my awkwardness.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope you won't do any such thing when you meet Gulzar.
Yeah. No, now I've become like, what do you say, immune to fanboying, because I used to work at this company. I think,
Yeah,
yeah, I think I can name it probably. Chalo, theek hai, I won't name it. But we used to conduct a lot of celebrity interviews. And in
yeah,
the beginning, like every single person, I like, oh, so and so has come today. Oh, this person has happened. And
yeah,
that legit became a hindrance to my job. Now I have to go and talk to this person confidently. Ki, sir, abhi Instagram pe aap shout out de do. So like that was my job. So I have to literally talk to that person. So
yeah,
I can't be awkward. So then I realized that I won't fanboy. The only two times I fanboyed was once we met Sachin Tendulkar, and it was a slightly underwhelming experience. Like we thought, like you have an image of someone. They say never meet your heroes. तो वैसा थोड़ा हो गया था. But anyway, like एक picture मिल गया Facebook पे likes आते रहता है. There's that. And yeah, we met this one. We met Irfan Khan like long back.
yeah.
So the interview is still there, and like you can see me in the video as well. So like sometimes I keep reminding to see, and that was a really fun this thing. I think एक बार chat में देख लेते हैं क्या चल रहा है. काफी कुछ चल रहा है.
Vinayak is here.
Hey विनायक, hello. एक second, थोड़ा
Yeah.
ये करते हैं. किधर गया? Sanskar Tiwari saying, "Lord, can we please be cine friends? I looked up their movie knowledge. Vaani, I love you." This is what Sanskar is saying. Sorry for the abrupt long chat. No, not at all. This is
Mm.
this thing. I don't know. I just like, thanks for the offer, and I do want to make friends, but I don't know. So sorry. Does this happen to you where, suppose like you read a lot, and like that's like a defining aspect? Like when I think of Ani, I will obviously think of ki she has a good opinion
Yeah.
on books. So does it happen to you that people come out of the blue suddenly and just say ki just recommend me something, I'm in this mood? Like there's no
Yeah.
context, there's nothing, you haven't talked to that person for a very long time, and they just say ki, hey, I'm just feeling this way, just recommend me something. Does
Yeah.
that happen to
Does
you?
that happen to you as well? That happens to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. So I want to know how, what's your response to it? How you deal with it? Because mine is not a very healthy response.
I usually I usually respond like if I know like अगर मुझे अंदाजा लग, but usually like I don't want to be a mean person, but
Hmm.
usually I don't reply.
Yeah,
Like I
that's
try
yeah.
to reply to everyone, but
Hmm.
unless and until they've specified बहुत ज़्यादा details में, then I
Hmm.
don't. If I don't have a reply to that, so I don't.
Yeah. That's a good trait to have. Like even I'm now learning how to ghost people, because I don't know, I just had a very weird this thing. I can't leave a chat unread. if someone has said something, whatever it is, I have to reply to it. That notification would keep
Yeah.
irritating me. But now, like,
You know what I
yeah,
do?
yeah. What
I
do you do?
archive every chat.
Oh
Like
yeah, yeah.
WhatsApp
That's
pe, I
also good.
archive everything. So the only
Yeah,
thing that's there is the group that I have with myself,
yeah.
the group that I have with my sibling, and then there are like chats which I still need to reply to, which are very urgent. Otherwise, I just archive everything. Especially like, so I sent this message to Mrs. Ratna Patak Shah a few days ago, and then I just even like sometimes you just feel bad, like because we had an interview with her and I just fell in love with her
Mm-hmm.
personality. Uske baad, like my like in that case, it was to like meet your heroes. You
Mm-hmm.
will love them. That
Yeah.
happened with me, and now I just like I did not want to be ignored, so like I didn't even want to realize कि उन्होंने पढ़ा है नहीं किया है. So I just archived it. And then
Mm-hmm.
she replied back, and I was like, okay, ठीक है. That's good. But I just archive it because out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah. So you mentioned you have a group with yourself. So what's the name of that group?
I call it home alone. Do you have a group with yourself?
Yeah, I have a group with myself. I can't show the group picture. So it's basically like I am also hyping myself up and I'm also saying ki zameen pe raho. So that's my idea
Yeah.
with this. So the group's name is I'm the Best. It's from the song I'm the Best. And the group DP is, I don't know from where this picture exists, but I was basically like giving the finger to the camera. So that's the DP. So it's like I'm giving the finger to the camera and it also says I'm the best. So that's my group. And I like I whatever abstract whatever I'm thinking, I just like write it down. So
Yeah.
it has quiz question ideas now. It has like random story
Nice.
ideas. It has random things. Sometimes I just like have to send a file to myself from like phone
Yeah.
whatever. So OBS sub hai usme. And sometimes like there was this one time I had to send a really risky drunk text. So like
So you send it to
there are
yourself.
like drafts of that, very
Nice.
conscious about grammar and stuff. So that
There is another super chat by
yeah,
Sandeep Wiki.
yeah.
Missed the
Yes.
previous chat. Vaani, your voice is so soothing to hear.
Huh.
Hey, thank you. And Hindol, what would be your top five favorite books which are behind you?
Yeah, this is a very easy question to answer because this classification that you see is basically the left side column are books that I haven't read, and the right side columns are books that I have read. So I'll just quickly read whatever is on top. So there's Mumbai Fables, which is what Bombay Velvet was based on. There is Bharadwaj Rangan's book Dispatches from Wall Corner. There's Black Friday, which was obviously Black Friday's inspiration.
Yeah.
There's Rich Dad Poor Dad,
Have
very
you read
fun.
Rich Dad Poor Dad?
Yeah, so we had economics in college and I didn't have
Oh,
economics in school. So like that was a really struggling thing. And in one semester they decided ki micro, macro, contemporary scams hum sab dal denge, deal with it. Then I like okay fine, now what do I do? So there was that, and so this book helped me a lot. And very controversial book, but abhi hai, someone gifted it to me, so I can't like do away with it. It's The Fountainhead. So I know it has been cancelled and everything, but like it was a birthday gift, I can't give it away.
yeah.
So yeah, there is that. एक second.
Nice. There's also
हाँ.
a Purv ka comment है वाणी archive कर देती. I archive because I get anxiety. If someone doesn't reply to me, I
हाँ.
get anxious. Like, so Pathik hadn't replied to my last message, and I texted him, "Hey, Pathik, is everything
हाँ.
okay?
Yeah.
Are we okay? Like, are you angry?" I just,
Yeah.
I get anxious if someone leaves me on read or someone doesn't reply. So I just
Mm.
archive everything.
Yeah.
And if I, in case, like you said, like chats unread reh jati hain,
हाँ.
so I just archive everything.
Yeah, but like now I've like learned how to ghost people properly. So be and I hope I don't have to use it soon, but there's
Ghosting is bad. This is
yeah.
Vaibhav taught me this thing.
Hmm.
Ghosting is very bad. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry.
No, no,
This
I
will
know,
become a
yeah,
therapy session.
yeah. So
Why
that
do you
was yeah.
think ghosting is okay?
Yeah. No, that was my thing as well. So as I said, I can't leave any chat unread. तो मतलब अगर किसी ने कुछ ऐसे like sometimes there's a
Yeah.
conversation end कि मतलब आपने bye बोल दिया like okay yeah whatever you have said, and then even after that you feel like I should say something because the last message can't be the other person's message. Like your blue tick message has to be the last message. So I was known in school for like this is the only word I used and no one else used, which is all right. So whatever happens, something I like, normally people say okay, yeah, whatever, cool. So I used to say all right, and like even now it sometimes comes up. So yeah, if you ever see me saying all right, it means that the conversation is over.
I'll take note of that.
Yeah. Yash Gupta is
But
asking.
100 people
Yeah.
are watching us. Guys,
Hey,
please
hey.
like the stream. There should at least be 95 likes.
Huh,
Okay, जैसे मैंने कहा
huh.
94 people okay, but
Yeah.
still there should be 95 likes on the stream,
Yeah.
guys. Please like the stream.
Yeah.
हमने काफी interesting चीज.
Huh.
It's just we are practicing how to plug it in the
Yeah,
next
yeah,
call.
yeah. Yash Gupta is saying, he knows what headphones are you wearing? This is Red Gear Cosmo 7.1. Pretty great audio quality and स्ट्रीम ऑडियो तो आप सुन ही रहे कैसा है, तो हाँ काफ़ी सही है. अगर आप मैक यूज़र हैं तो थोड़ी दिक्कत आ सकती है, सो डिपेंडिंग ऑन दैट आप देख लीजिए. हाँ, I'll come to Bojack. I don't want to discuss movies and shows because as I asked Vani कि मतलब अगर आपको ऐसे, इट्स लाइक आपके घर पे कोई गेस्ट वगैरह आए एंड देन वो होता है ना कि चलो बेटा करके दिखाओ कुछ. सो नाउ आई या इट रिमाइंड्स मी ऑफ दैट कि मतलब देयर आर people in school like I used to be really good friends with, and like obviously they move on, everyone moves on, and they are doing whatever, and out of the blue they'll text ki bhai कॉमेडी मूवी रेकमेंड कर दे. तो मतलब क्या काम नहीं है क्या मुझे कोई, मैं मतलब मैं यहाँ पे नस काटने बैठा हूँ, आपको वहाँ पे कॉमेडी मूवी रिकमेंडेशन चाहिए, मतलब क्या करूँ मैं. तो
Nice.
ये है.
No. But
विनायक,
what?
सॉरी,
Yeah, Vinayak. Hindol, do you play video games?
आई कांट बिकॉज माई सिस्टम लाइक लैपटॉप इज रियली शिटी. ऐसा बोलना नहीं चाहिए, सॉरी. लैपटॉप, so it's 4 years old and I want to play video games but I don't have a laptop, so please आप जितना सुपर चैट भेजेंगे तो फिर मैं वैभव को बोलूँगा कि मुझे लैपटॉप चाहिए, so do something about
That's so nice. That's actually very.
it.
That's smart.
Yeah,
I'll also start saying, yeah. I'm thinking, what can I pitch?
yeah. Like वो इसमें नहीं दिखाते Christmas movies में there's like this fun happy family and there's like a hardworking dad and like all the kids are like I want a
Hey,
PS4.
Papa, yeah.
Yeah. And
Papa वो PS4 चाहिए.
yeah, and cut to the dad goes to office and he gets fired and then he's like he has to figure out कैसे करना है. तो
It was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory as well. ना उसे
yeah,
chocolate मिलती है and then like his father is fired or something.
yeah. So there's this very conflicting thing about Charlie and the Chocolate Factory that people talk about is about the grandparents. They would lie around the house, do nothing, and the second he gets the ticket, the grandfather is like, "Hey, I'll come with you, whatever, and we'll have a great time." Do you think the grandparents were selfish, or like is there more beneath the surface? What do you think?
I don't know. You just ruined the film for me. Because मैंने एक बार बचपन में देखे, I was like, hey, that's nice. I didn't
Hmm,
like his grandfather who was like, I remember not
hmm,
liking him. I was like, hey, that's so mean. You
hmm.
just jumped on this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was very fascinated by their house. एक तो वो टेढ़ा होता था and वहाँ पे
Hmm,
बर्फ गिरी होती थी. But then, yeah, I
hmm,
think they were, but then it was the time of recession, I'm assuming.
hmm,
They couldn't have done anything. Of course, like they could have saved their mean and brutal comments.
hmm.
That's my. मुझे तो अब
Yeah.
याद भी नहीं है उसका क्या हुआ था. But you just
Yeah.
ruined it. I was like, were they selfish? I had only heard of racism. ये selfishness कहाँ से आ गई?
Yeah, this is all Tumblr's fault. मतलब मैं I was a big
Yeah.
Roald Dahl fan, तो मतलब मैंने
Yeah.
सब पढ़ लिया था, and like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Glass Elevator, सब ये कर लिया था, and out of nowhere, like some two
They're
three
like,
years back, I saw this meme कि were the grandparents selfish? Like, oh, interesting.
there was also this thing. I just recently heard about. I think हम एक call कर रहे थे Godfathers के साथ, and we were talking about Ruskin Bond.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the Godfathers pointed out, "Did you know he was a pedophile?" And I'm like, "Don't ruin him for me."
Wait,
Sometimes
what?
Ruskin Bond apparently, I don't know. This is what he said. I never clarified it because I wanted to remain in my shell. Because I really like Ruskin
Yeah.
Bond is kind of the like I. There's this one book by him that I go back to every day. Not every day, but every time I'm anxious. And आजकल मैं बहुत ज़्यादा पढ़ रही हूँ. It's called A Book of Simple Living.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're someone who loves the mountains, hills, Small Village Life. You will love that book. And I was like, I don't want that book to be ruined for me. I really like it. But then they said that he is fascinated by young girls. I don't know. Which is a very stupid reason, but I'm hoping he, yeah.
I really hope I was just going to say that there's this Facebook page. I don't know if it's fan managed or whatever, but they like keep regular updates of Ruskin Bond, like what is he doing in lockdown, and like he was playing Holi and stuff. So there's been a lot of posts like
There's
that.
this,
Yeah,
I'm so sorry I'm cutting.
huh.
There's this cafe in Missouri
Yeah,
where
yeah,
he sits on every Saturday.
yeah.
And I've been trying to go to that cafe for the past 3 years now.
Yeah. I
Two
met
years, I'm
him.
not even. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I was just yeah. So we went to Missouri like long back around like 2007 8
Yeah.
mein, and so I know I think my mom got sick or something. So the entire holiday we were just like in our hotel rooms and mall road पे हम घूमते थे and I know किसी ने बोला कि यहाँ पे रस्किन बॉन्ड आता है आप देख के आओ book shop and luckily he was there. So yeah, I just saw him. I didn't want to like I was very awkward to go and say hello, but like yeah, I have seen him.
This is so
I will
nice.
claim I have met him. So there's that. Uh-huh.
Did you get any book signed?
No. See, I didn't have that game ना मेरा वो था ही नहीं मतलब I don't have confidence enough कि मतलब मैं जाकर
That's so
ऑटोग्राफ
cool.
वगैरह सेल्फी वगैरह लूँ तो मतलब वो है भी नहीं पर्सनैलिटी भी नहीं like you've seen someone in person like ठीक है that is good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait,
But this
yeah,
is.
Chinmay has said, have you seen the theory that, yeah, so there's this great video essay where this guy explains how Bong Joon-ho's Snowpiercer is the sequel to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And so when we were making the Hera Fairy video, like when I'd written like one draft of it, Vaibhav got on a Zoom call and he made me watch this video that the Snowpiercer is a sequel to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And it is such a well thought out, well planned video that so he said this is the bar that we have to reach, that this is like the ultimate, like you're at a party and like everyone is getting wasted and then you sit someone down and say bro I have this theory, and it's like the ultimate drunk rank. So that is what we were aspiring to reach, and the video is called What If Aaron Sorkin Wrote Hera Fairy. So do check it out.
God, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm just. You were also. We were talking about podcasts yesterday,
Huh.
and I wanted to know what are your favorite podcasts?
Yeah, so my podcast listening is entirely different. Like I can't listen to something while not doing something. Like I have to keep doing something. It's like background noise. मतलब कुछ कुछ चल रहा है register,
Mhm.
and that's so mostly I tend to go for humor podcasts because those are the ones that I got introduced to first. So EIB used to have a podcast, which
Yeah.
in hindsight has it's so they deleted it as soon as the roast controversy happened. And if anyone is able to get their hands on it, I think their next five generations won't come out of jail. So there's that. But like it's pretty fun, and especially if you are like at that point we were sort of like the first generation on the internet, right? Like our age group, and we were discovering things outside ki, oh, there's Niga Higa, there's PewDiePie, and in India, AIB and TVF brought that, and then they're like, oh, now we have something to look forward to. So
Mhm.
there was that. Then there's this podcast called yeah, which KV also recommend. There's no such thing as a fish, which has like very interesting trivia. So there was that, and yeah, our last week is a great podcast. It's like very ridiculous problems ki matlab मेरे घर पे पानी नहीं आ रहा है क्या करूँ, and they just blow it out of proportion ki matlab हाँ I think like this is a national
Yeah.
geopolitical crisis, and so it's Anubhav Pal and Kunal Rai Kapoor, so they have a very unique approach to things, so that's also interesting. In interviews I like this very like it's not a very great interview as such. It's just that he brings on guests who don't usually get interviewed. It's a Hindi show called Off Script with Salil. And there's this one interview he did with Milan Milab Zaveri, who did Masti Zade and like all those kind of movies. And when I heard that guy, I was like, "Chale, ye kya hi matlab bolega?" He'll say like, "My films are cinema" or some shit. But the insights that he has about like old Bollywood and so on, I'm like, yeah, you should never underestimate with people. So there's that, and yeah, there's advertising is dead, so that's also good.
Yeah.
Very insightful podcasts. And if you have to listen to one episode, there's one he did with Roshan Abbas, and there's
Oh
one
yeah.
he did with Tanmay Bhatt. So these are like two episodes if you want to get into it. Yeah, and there's one he did with the founder of Glitch. I don't know who that person is, but
He's also,
that's
I think he's the co-founder. Varun
yeah, yeah.
Dudhiwala is also
Varun
the
is the
co-founder.
co-founder, and like
And he did it
yeah,
with his co-founder. I think that
yeah,
was the
yeah,
shameless plug-in. We did an episode with him.
yeah, yeah.
He's also one of the, like, he made me so comfortable before the
Hmm,
interview because I really liked his podcast.
hmm,
And he's that one person who knows how to have a conversation and make you feel comfortable.
hmm.
So
And the
that's,
beauty of it is, so you might not have worked in advertising, you might not be familiar with how these things work, how these organizations work, but the way he interviews the people, after
yeah.
a point it becomes very universal, like the kind of things that they're talking about. And it's not that they get into very emotional things, it's they're still talking hardcore advertising, but it's like very insightful. So there's that
And it's very
podcast. Yeah,
relevant as well, no
yeah,
matter whether you are related to something
yeah.
that's in advertising or not. That's
There's
one.
that. What else used to listen to?
I also, I think you'll like it. So I recommended this
Hmm,
podcast. It's
hmm,
called, it's by BBC.
hmm,
Um, I'm forgetting the name of the podcast. Boring Talks. Boring Talks. They
hmm,
pick up, I think they don't make episodes anymore, but I love collecting pencils.
hmm, hmm,
I love pencils. And there's this podcast, Boring Talks. Usme there's an episode on pencils.
hmm,
And now they pick up random things. Like
hmm,
there is another episode on jigsaw puzzles.
hmm.
The pencils one made me cry
Oh
because I
wow.
was like, oh fuck, how can someone be so passionate about pencils? Because it's
Hmm,
so beautifully done.
hmm,
He takes you through all the pencils around the world. He takes you how he through the his process of gifting pencils and
yeah,
everything. And I was like, fuck, this is so beautiful. He just, you should listen to this. Anyone
hmm,
who has a passion for something should listen to
hmm,
this because you'll just get inspired by it, because he talks so beautifully about something as simple as pencils, which a lot of people don't even use anymore.
hmm,
And then there are different episodes. One is on jigsaw puzzles, one is on video games के starting में जो sound आता है,
hmm,
it's dedicated to that. There is another one that is dedicated to cereals, breakfast cereals.
hmm,
Like ऐसे छोटे छोटे like tires, and you're just like, what, people are passionate about these things, I don't know. Matlab, you'll get a lot
hmm.
of validation as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, that's pretty. Like, yeah, I'm yet to discover the wholesome podcast this thing as well, because I'm not used to my podcast having like an emotional arc. Like, yeah,
Oh,
funny joke hona chahiye. So I want to get into that territory as well. Yeah, there's just two movie podcasts that I used to listen to. I'll just quickly recommend them. So there's both are by Rajiv Masan. One was called Take Two, which had Anupama Chopra and Rajiv Masan, and they used to get one guest and discuss very specific one topic. And like it was used to on movies only, it was on Savan. And there's one episode where Arjun Kapoor is talking about gangster films, and I never expected Arjun Kapoor will have like really underrated recommendations. Like he
I
recommended,
really
yeah,
like Arjun Kapoor. I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah, he's a genuine person. So he recommended one movie with Gary Oldman. I'm forgetting the name, and I checked it out after the podcast and it was really good. There was one episode. Then there was one with Irfan where he talked about how tiring promotions are, and he was while this was in the middle of he was promoting some movie, and in the middle of the promotions he's talking how fed up he is of promotions. There's that. There's one
Yeah,
about Amir Khan, how he talks about how he like his entire thing how to market a movie like Amir Khan. And if anyone, if you're barely interested in marketing, advertising, or just like the idea of Amir Khan, do check it out because it's very insightful.
yeah,
So yeah, just these two.
that's amazing.
Yeah,
Are there also any interviews that you really like
yeah,
of the people in the film industry?
yeah. There's obviously Guftagu. I like keep watching those episodes. And yeah, I like Bharadwaj Rangan's interviews as well. There's this one which he did with Mani Ratnam, and it's like a three-part this thing. So there's this book he's done called Conversations with Mani Ratnam. So it's like a companion piece to the book. Like if you watch the interviews, you'll definitely want to read the book. So there's that, and it's a very light read as well. So like you watch one movie, and then you come to the chapter on that movie, and then it's like a story. कि how start to finish क्या क्या हुआ. So it's very like low commitment, in that sense. I do have some. I'm just trying to like remember which. If I remember, I'll come back to it.
Are
So
there also any books that you've read from, I don't know, have you read autobiographies of, I'm just like curious because मेरे दिमाग में एकदम
uh,
से, I don't know, Karan Johar की autobiography
mhm.
आई. And so, have you read autobiographies of people as well?
Yeah, yeah. So wait, I'll just show this one. So this is Vidhu Vinod Chopra's biography. It's called Unscripted,
Yeah.
and it's a very so. In India, we don't have a lot of literature on documenting films. Like we don't even have a lot of published screenplays. There's like very
Mhm.
few of them. So it's a good step in that direction. And his life story is very fascinating. Like how someone from Kashmir ended up becoming like one of the most influential filmmakers. So it's a very interesting read, and it's like the Munnabai kind of films they
Yeah.
make. Like it's infused with that warmth and just like off this thing. So when I was working in some company, I was also working on the manuscript of this book. So like it was like hours and hours of recordings, and we had to like transcribe all of it, and the kind of rubbish.
Yeah.
So it's like so it's just two friends faffing, right? So now how do you edit out the cinema bits and how do you take out the life bits that are happening? So as a podcast, it's very fun to listen to, but like, will it be engaging as a book? There was that, and at that point, I'm not kidding. This book was called MCBC VC, VC being Vinod Chopra. So that was the working title of this book. So there's that,
That's
and
nice.
yeah, the one book you recommended, My Years with Apu, with Satyajit Ray's,
Satyajit Ray.
yeah. So I read the book after your episode, and I don't know, I was just really so again with Gulzar, same thing with Satyajit Ray. Like I have a very deep this
Yeah.
thing. So everything that he's written, done, read, I try and consume everything related to it. So yeah, this book was also again very moving. That how so it's like you have to read between the lines that there's this boy who has lost his father at a very young age, and
Hmm.
all his memories are the vast literature that this man has left. And his father Sukumar Ray was considered one of the best nonsensical writers in Bengal. And in fact, Rabindranath Tagore, when he was on his deathbed, he said, if you had to like take away one book, like when you are going away, what you would take, and he named one book by Sukumar. And he was like considered one of the sharpest minds in Bengal at that time, and he passed away very young. So there's this boy who's like trying to understand his father just through everything that he's left, and at the same time he's also figuring out what I should do in
He
life. He's
wants to do
also,
in life.
yeah,
Yeah.
what like how should I express myself
Yeah.
through my films as well. So I find that interesting.
I
So
started seeing cinema in a whole new light because earlier
yeah.
it was just something that exists,
Hmm.
but I wasn't familiar with the or why people love it. Like
Hmm.
that was when I realized why Vaibhav loves watching
Hmm.
films or why you are so passionate about films. That I
Hmm.
started respecting all of you. In
Yeah.
like, I mean, I respected you
Hmm.
like initially as
It's
well,
okay. It's
but I
okay.
just
Get
saw
through it.
everything in
Yeah.
a whole new light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but yeah. So again, for me, it was more like a defense mechanism thing. So like as I said, I was awkward and stuff, and I got bullied a lot. And like I would pick up fights every day, and my parents were like fed up कि क्या करे इसका. तो वो हो गया था. And so there were like multiple reasons. People made fun of my weight, name, everything, every possible thing that is there. And movies became like an escape this thing. So every day I would like fight with someone, come home, have my lunch, and just sit down in front of the TV and like just watch whatever's coming.
Yeah.
So then every like life choice became ki, okay, this happened in that movie, so I should do it in life as well. So I remember I watched Munna by MBBS, and I decided I have to become a doctor in life. And I was like, this is in kindergarten and stuff. And we had a fancy dress contest कि करना. So obviously I was like कि full doctor बनेंगे. So I got the costume, everything like proper, full like authentic lag raha tha, and we went to school and everything. Now when I'm like about to step on stage, the teacher comes and tells me कि when all of you go on stage, you have to also say something about what you've become, and like well, I want to become a doctor because like whatever. And like shit,
Oh
ये तो मैं
God.
prepare नहीं किया था. So I went on stage and I was like literally pushed onto stage. And now my grand plan has completely. I thought that ramp walk just hoga. I'll go show how great, cute I'm looking as a doctor, and I'll come back. I don't know what to say. So there was this Hindi poem, Bandar Mama Pen Pajama. I I forgot what the poem is, but I just recited that poem and I came back. My parents were in the audience, hiding their face. "नहीं, हमारा बच्चा नहीं."
So you were supposed to introduce yourself and you recited Bandar Mama.
Yeah, I didn't even say my name. I just said the poem and I disappeared.
God. You know
That's
what I became for fancy dress? I just
yeah.
I participated a lot many
Mm,
times. My mother was
mm,
very thoughtful.
yeah,
And ironically, you became a doctor, I
mm,
became gabbar. Like
yeah.
gabbar, but like with a whole uniform of
Stuffed and
polythene ke bags.
हाँ
Like my
अच्छा.
mother stitched polythene bags together. So I was gabbar, who was like a plastic man. And I
Mm,
was like, जब बच्चा रोता है तो मैं जो भी the entire
हाँ
dialogue. The whole idea was like polythene is bad. Polythene is the
हाँ
gabbar of environment. But
yeah,
like it's just ironical. You chose
yeah.
becoming a doctor. I chose a film star.
Yeah.
But I was
No, no, no.
like,
But this is very like so. This is like proper. Parents have invested effort and this thing.
yeah,
So I remember. So when I shifted schools, I came to Mumbai, and this was like first year, whatever. And like कि अभी see now we know this child ये कुछ जीतने वाला नहीं है. Low effort costume करते हैं. So all my mom did कि ऐसा मूंछ बना दिया, एक लकड़ी का स्केल ले दिया, वो formals पहन के जाओ, बोलो हाँ I am a teacher. So then this time I wrote a speech and also कि like Guru Brahma whatever. So ये था. So now the other parents have also come to the school, like they're finishing touches वगैरह हो रहे हैं. There's one kid in my class who was wearing yellow t-shirt and yellow pants, and his
yeah.
parents were sticking something onto it. Like now I'm wondering what costume is this. So then like we were all wondering क्या है, and his costume took the longest time. Like they were sticking things, they were coming off ऐसे, they were like red ball, green ball ऐसे कुछ तो वो लगा रहे थे. Till the last minute वो लोग कर रहे थे, and then this guy goes on stage and he's like, "Hey guys, I'm Maggie," and he just walked off. He dressed up as Maggie. His parents dressed him up as Maggie. He
Oh
won the
God.
first prize.
You know what I hated fancy dress competitions with? So my mother was very dedicated, and because she was so enthusiastic, even I became very enthusiastic about all these things. By the way, I won the first prize as Gabbar because I was the only participant. But she was so enthusiastic. She once made me a half Muslim, half Hindu man. So she got the Muslims ke
Hmm.
salwar suit stitched into a
Yeah.
dhoti and a kurta,
Hmm.
and then like half cap of like something and half pagdi, and then
Hmm.
half यहाँ पे अलग आधी दाढ़ी यहाँ पे, and
Hmm.
she like made like proper efforts.
Yeah.
And I came third. The
Hmm.
person who came first, उसके parents just bought a dress from the market of telephone.
Hmm.
And the girl who came second, her parents just bought her gown and made her the Miss World.
Hmm.
There's no thought here. Like, look at this.
Yeah, they didn't appreciate like the creativity and stuff. Same contest, so a lot of people decided कि हम Santa Claus बनेंगे. So like whatever costume they've put together, and now
Yeah.
collectively everyone has thought the same gimmick. कि I'll go into the audience and I'll distribute chocolates, so everyone will be on my side and I'll win. Except that this is not one guy doing this. This is all the Santa Clauses doing. So everyone got free chocolates because of the 25 Santa Clauses that we had. Obviously, none of them won. Maggie guy won. So, yes.
I can't believe Maggie. Like, was it like a bought dress or like the parents worked hard to
No,
make the
yeah,
dress?
that's what I'm saying. So it was a yellow t-shirt, yellow pants, and they stuck the vegetables like जो red, green जो भी होता है, and they made like ऐसा paper का वो न्यूज़पेपर
Noodles.
ये करके noodles बना रहे थे, and it
But
would
they
keep
worked hard.
yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it kept falling off. So until the last second, they were like with the boy. So it's like one of those वो होता है ना fashion show पे होता है. So like you can't wear those clothes again. They are stitched and made in a way that the model can wear it only once, and after that it's pretty much disposed. Like it's not even in a sellable condition. So it was
Yeah.
pretty much like that. He went on the stage, he did his thing, they came back, took off everything.
That's pretty cool, no?
Yeah,
Like, I really liked how parents used to be so enthusiastic.
yeah. Yeah, it's also like they wanted to be like nobody wants to be in a bank job, right? So even they want to live their fantasies,
Yeah.
whatever. which is I used to like TikTok as well. So like TikTok was this great avenue for people. Ki, see, everyone
To
has
try
their
something.
Bollywood
Yeah.
kida, right? So which is why like पहले आप शादी के अगर videos देखोगे, so everyone is like adding like जो भी 90s के गाने थे, there's like those effects ऐसे गोल गोल घूम रहा है वो सब. क्यों करते थे लोग? Everyone wanted their life to be like a movie just for that one day. So TikTok was great,
Mm.
but then again, we have to fight against China as well. So yeah,
Yeah.
re- read
But अब
chat.
Instagram Reels आ गए, so we can do that.
Yeah, but again, Instagram. So Instagram is a I don't know who, some podcast I heard it. So Instagram is designed in a way to make you feel bad, in a way that it's like the slot machine. Slot machine में वही होता है ना कि you pull the lever and then
Yeah.
ये like कि अब कुछ ना कुछ आएगा. So it's the Instagram पे आप वो करते हो, swipe करते हो, then you expect कि something happens. And now Instagram is everywhere. Everyone's putting the best version of themselves. It's not like Facebook ki you have to be creative or be funny to stand out. Now this is entirely about appearance, how
Yeah.
you look, how.
I
Yeah.
I shouldn't say this because I don't know. I think I'll be looking down upon fellow
Hmm.
women.
Yeah.
And I don't want to come across as that
Hmm.
one person who has a problem with
Hmm.
pretty people. But I've been like, everyone has become an
Hmm.
influencer, and
Hmm.
everyone is just, you look at Instagram feed of people and they're just putting the best pictures, and you're just like,
Hmm.
oh, do I actually need a nose job?
Hmm.
You just like, you become so conscious of your,
Hmm.
like, because everyone is just putting the best pictures, the best holiday destinations.
Hmm.
Everyone is vlogging and everything. And you just, they're like, why?
Yeah.
Like, why am I so ugly? Why can't I do the things
Hmm.
that they are doing? And then it just
Hmm.
becomes a race because the entire game becomes about aesthetic.
Yeah. So again, so Instagram I feel is elitist in that sense. Ki
Yeah.
like I'm not like masquerading as some gender flag bearer, whatever, but it is only a certain class and strata of people who are on Instagram and who can afford to do like live that lifestyle which is aspirational. So and every
But
influencer here is selling that dream.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I also think there are certain people who are on Instagram, but they don't get recommended to us.
Hmm.
And like, I don't know आजकल मेरे साथ क्या हो रहा है. I don't know if
Hmm.
it happens to you as well, but I'll
Hmm.
be scrolling through reels,
Hmm.
and then there'll be like this weird reel of this person
Hmm.
just performing like
Yeah.
you don't follow people
Hmm.
like that, and
Hmm.
then it's just very like, okay, these people also use Instagram. It's just, I
Hmm.
don't know, it's just becoming a very difficult thing, I guess.
Yeah, it's like it's the same as the YouTube algorithm, except it YouTube algorithm has more control that you just leave it on autoplay and things keep playing. So in between they'll put like one random video which can take you off track and then you discover
Yeah.
like an entire channel. So they're, I guess, trying the same thing with Instagram, but I know Instagram, I think people are more choosy because
Yeah.
it's like shorter duration content. Now YouTube is also like background noise. I'm sure a lot of people who are listening to this right now would be doing something as they're probably working, doing their chores, whatever. And YouTube will become eventually where television is right now, कि मतलब कुछ चल रहा है घर पे and you're
Hmm.
just doing your
Yeah.
thing. Where at the same time, Instagram is you're actively engaging. I'm choosing what I want to see for the next 15 seconds, which is why people feel more entitled. Ki, I don't want to see this. I want to see a cute kitten. I want to see a cute puppy.
Or a
But
cat.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
But all those who are watching, I know we'll be in the background, but please like the stream
Yeah.
nonetheless.
Yeah. Sorry, we'll just quickly read chat. Mein kya ho raha hai? Yes, slow interview with Nilesh Mishra. Yeah, this is another very interesting format. And again, he makes you so comfortable that people talk about things that they generally never like. They talk about personal things that are very close to them, and i
Yeah.
and i think you would also like it because it's very like calm and like
Yes.
ऐसा aggressive question answer nahi hai. So that's also pretty
Yeah.
good.
It becomes a very good study guide for us when we are preparing for interview.
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Peanut Butter just gave us a super chat. मेरे life influencer तो बस जकी भाई है.
Yeah.
You should follow him on Instagram and every other channel.
Yeah.
Zaki was supposed to join us as well, but uski
Hmm.
meeting hai up till 1 a.m. So
Yeah. Yeah, so just
refuse.
stay productive, do things in lockdown. That is most important. However you
What
can distract
what is
yourself,
that
do it.
one thing that you learned in lockdown or decided? on like learning in lockdown?
The one thing I learned in lockdown earlier, I like again related to WhatsApp and everything. So if someone texted out of the blue, I would like try and make the extra effort. Ki hey, how are things in life? How are you doing? I would like try and make conversation. Ki matlab like I just want to prolong this thing. Like I know you have only texted me ki you wanted to see some movie and now I'm like being kya kehte hain, pushover whatever.
Yeah.
But I just wanted ki like the other person also puts in some effort in their friendship. In the lockdown, I realized ki it's not worth it. People have their things, and it's not being entitled or anything. People have their choices. Let them do whatever, and you aren't entitled to respond to whatever. It's that's so like you have to respect your individuality. अगर होगा तो होगा नहीं होगा तो नहीं होगा. तो
Nice. I think I
Sony,
used to
yeah,
do that before as well.
yeah.
Like I
So,
was very conscious and selfish of the people I interact with. But what were the hobbies that you picked up? Like a lot of
yeah,
people started cooking and shiz, Gen Z. Sorry.
yeah. I didn't pick up any hobbies as such, so I just started like actively writing. So writing as in screenplay writing. So I attended a few workshops and was this mentorship thing that like you have to apply your idea and my idea got selected. Ki like we'll give you whatever. So I thought ki hey chalo karke dekhte hain. And then after a point like just too many things were going on and it fell through. So I do hope that I'll finish uh, doing it because like it's a very personal subject and like it's very close to my heart. So I do want to finish it, but let's see. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. What did you pick
Then
up? Did you start anything new?
I started with cooking, but then I burnt myself very badly. So I was like, ये तो मुझसे नहीं होगा. So I bought a skateboard a few months ago. And I'm trying to learn. But
Yeah.
I'm really happy I haven't broken any bones. I've come very close to breaking my bones, but
Yeah.
I'm still functional. But I really want to learn how to skateboard. It's right here, but I don't know.
Yeah.
The
Then
YouTube
yeah.
videos don't help.
100K subscribers, we'll post a video of Vaani skating. We'll make a 10-hour loop, like put lo-fi beats and shit. You can
Yeah,
watch it.
I am actually thinking to make a proper vlog which can be posted. You're right, we'll
Yeah.
post it on 100K, like
Yeah.
my journey of learning how to skateboard, but that's like towards the end. I'm just like in fractures.
Yeah. And yeah, we'll give an exclusive preview to patrons as well. So become a patron today.
Yes,
We'll
become a
show-
godfather.
yeah,
We'll give like we'll preview. I don't know.
yeah,
We'll do behind the scenes for you as well.
yeah. You can teach Vani how to skateboard on Zoom also.
Yeah, in case you know, like I've tried to follow every possible YouTuber, but it's just
Mm.
not. I don't know. नहीं
Yeah, I
पता
think
मुझे.
you will need someone in person because like
Yeah.
there's only that much YouTube can do.
There's this kid in my neighborhood. He knows how to skateboard, and then वो बस check जो उसकी age group की लड़कियां होती हैं उनके ऊपर line मार के चला जाता है. He has a dog sometimes, and he'll just sweep by like there'll be girls, and he'll just वहाँ पे बार-बार चक्कर काटेगा, and then he'll be like, hey, I can teach you how to skate. I'm like,
Yeah,
and the kid might be like last time, so I can't even be like, hey,
yeah.
बच्चे इधर आ.
I
But
didn't know you lived in Johnny Bravo universe. Sounds like Johnny
I
Bravo.
try not to, but yeah,
Yeah.
unfortunately, things lockdown has limited us to.
हाँ. सोनी तिंडर सिंह अरे बस कर यार वानी को बोलने दे यस आई दिस इज अ प्रॉब्लम आई हैव आई डोंट लेट पीपल स्पीक सो आई विल be conscious of that.
No, but
Thank you.
I've been speaking since then.
No. Sometimes I ramble a lot. That's what I'm saying. Now, if I get too comfortable, like there's no filter. So
I
yeah,
just made you comfortable.
yeah,
I'm a nice host.
yeah.
Well, that's cool. Yash is asking something.
Huh.
Harish also gave us a super chat, by the way. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you,
Harish.
Harish. Harish Biani. Are you related to Kishore Biani or something? Yeah, so this is a very weird funda I learned in a quiz. So
Yeah.
Kishore Biani is the founder of Future Group, who owns Big Bazaar and everything. So this is his funda in life. So if you want to succeed in life, you must have three things. You must have LSD in your life. And the question was that you have to tell us what is LSD, what does LSD stand for. So people are like luck, success, devotion, whatever, something. The answer was Lakshmi, Saraswati, Durga. That is the answer. So you need to have wealth, you have to have education, you have to be
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
whatever.
I was like,
This
why are
is
we talking about this indoor? It's
yeah,
supposed to be a family friendly stream.
yeah. Sorry, this is just off topic, but yeah.
No, that's great. Oh, someone knows how to kick flip. Aman Verma 3050. Nice. I know how to balance on skateboard. That's all I know so far. But that's it.
Yeah, she's saying if you could get a member of anything or enroll in
Membership
anything,
of anything or enroll in anything.
what would it be?
Cooking classes.
No, that's like ऐसा should be something aspirational, na? Matlab,
I
something that you
aspire to be
have.
a great chef.
No, but that's something you can do otherwise as well. Na? Like this is like this. Think of it like it's a
Below
one.
average
No.
person.
A once in a lifetime kind of opportunity. Ki, like how you were saying the pencils thing. So, like let's say if there's a club that archives pencils or something, so you would want to be there, right? So,
Yeah.
so something which you have like dreamt for very long, and yeah, I just have one answer. So whatever Vani says, I'll say my answer after that. So what do you think?
See, you're pressurizing me
No,
to
no,
think.
mine is a joke answer. So like, there's no pressure at all.
I really want to learn how to make a few things
Hmm.
which are related to skincare. And I also want to learn how to bind books, which I think you
Hmm.
can otherwise as well. वो कीड़े तो ठोकने के.
Hmm.
But yeah, there are a few things that I want to learn in terms of skincare and book binding of books. What about you?
I find makeup very fascinating. Like there was this
Makeup
play.
and
Yeah,
skincare are two different things.
yeah. So I was just coming to that. So we were doing a play in college, and
Yeah.
so I had to play an older person. Was like मोटा बंदा मिल गया इसको बनाता है बाप. तो वो था बाल वाल सब ये करने दे. So I so the girl was doing my makeup. So I asked her, like I was curious ki, like what is this product, what do you do with a concealer and stuff. And then she explained ki, like so this is what you do in skincare, this is what you do in makeup, and
Yeah.
so these are like shades, these are the good brands. So yeah, that was
I
quite
have
fun.
no
Yeah.
idea about makeup except for a few lipsticks which my mother uses.
Hmm.
But I did a few like so I have also done some theater and वहाँ पे it was so fascinating how people would like just use kajal to like age people
Yeah.
and that's all my knowledge. But I can't do it for the life of me.
Wait, there is another this thing. Ninja
Super.
Des has given a super chat. Any hidden gems you all recommend films and TV? अबे यार, I'm thank you so much firstly Ninja for the super chat, and yeah, please don't get annoyed that we didn't read it. We did read it, but see that so this is what I've been talking about all the time. Ki it's not a tap कि मतलब आपने ये किया and then recommendations keep pouring out. So you have to be in that phase as well. But like we'll try and come up with something कि कुछ मतलब ढंग का हम बोल दे. But I did make a list of like all my favorite childhood movies on Instagram. So do check
Yes.
it out, and like trust me on this. Like it's my entire lifetime worth of savings that I've put in it. So I do hope you like
Yeah,
something.
we're doing this very interesting thing on Instagram because
Uh,
the times are very grim and they are tough situations. So we're trying to
hmm,
put out some feel good
yeah.
recommendations for anyone who's feeling a little sad or if you're feeling anxious. We're trying to put out some really amazing recommendations that help us when we are anxious,
Hmm,
when we are feeling low. So I hope these posts will help you as well. You
yeah.
can check them out. And if you want to recommend some recommendations for us, you can obviously comment, but you can
Hmm,
also share your handwritten posts with us. You can email them to us. You can send us,
hmm,
DM us as well.
hmm,
Anything would work with us. So that's one thing that we're trying to do. Also, 81
hmm.
people are watching us, guys. Please like this stream and
Yeah.
become our godfathers and give us super chats.
Yeah. So
I'll
yeah.
buy
Huh.
I'll buy protective gear so
Yeah.
that I don't break my bones,
Yeah.
or I'll buy a new laptop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
And Weber will get the happiness of buying us these things. So like everyone wins is the
yeah,
situation. Yeah. So just completing the joke answer that I had. So there's this line in The Office where Michael Scott says that I love inside jokes. Would love to be a part of them someday. So that's my answer. I want to be part of an inside joke someday and have friends. So that was my answer. Yeah. Yeah, Ninja has
Uh,
given another super chat. Thanks for that. That's why I love you guys. Thank you, Ninja.
Dhananjay has commented, hey, Vaani almost finished with the shoe dog.
Yeah,
So I don't know, Hindol, if you were following us. Of course
yeah.
you were.
I started reading Shoe Dog. Yeah, I've reached almost. I think I read. Where did I reach it? I forgot. It's been a while. So the yeah.
Tomorrow is the stream where we discuss shoe dog.
Oh, nice. So I'll
So if you
yeah.
are done by then, you
uh,
should definitely
Yeah, and
join.
I'll try and do a speed run. So this is like what I do. Ki, if I have to do something by the end of the month, I won't do it till like the 29th. On the 30th, I'll finish all of it in one go. So
You
yeah,
still like वो college में होता था
uh,
ना like you'll press
padhai,
yeah
yeah,
still
that's
do that.
my yeah.
But in case any of you guys have also finished reading the book, do write to us on chalchitrabookclub@gmail.com.
Mm,
Send your WhatsApp number as well. We'll
mm,
create a group with you, and I think we'll
mm,
be streaming with at least 4 to 5 people
yeah.
tomorrow. And I've already made a video of me reviewing Shoe Dog,
Mm.
but I'll be so happy to like hear you out as well.
It's a very so the first bit itself where he's taking that walk and he comes up with the idea that is so well
Yeah.
written. It's almost like you're reading a screenplay. And so one of the things that they teach in like screenwriting is in a book you can get away with saying the character was thinking, and then you write like pages and pages ki oh,
Yeah.
so but now how do I show this in a film? I can't write he goes by a window and he starts thinking. How is an actor going to show this? So, but the way he's done it, the way he's written an entire thing, there's an entire visual of him running as well. And at the same time, he's also like thinking of everything that has gone by
Right.
in his life. And then he also comes up with the idea. So it almost felt like a good opening scene of a movie as well. So that was
Right. I think
quite,
there's a
yeah.
film that's coming out. It's starring Adam Driver, right?
Oh, nice.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure,
Yeah.
but so if someone can help us in the comments, please do so. And guys, please like the stream. 75 people are watching us. I'm assuming at least 10 of you will be new.
Yeah.
So please like the stream.
There are some people who are asking about my name, so I'm just going to do something right now. Just bear with me right now. So this is basically a blog I used to run long back. It's called Blatant Hypocrite, where it's instead of hippo, it's hippo because I'm fat. And the first thing that I wrote was about how my name came about and the things that I've had to deal with. And people say that it was pretty well written. People claim it. It's so if you don't like it, don't blame me. But hey, kuch to hona chahiye. And I feel sad कि I abandoned my blog midway. So if it gets some hits, so वो भी थोड़ा अच्छा रहेगा. So I'll just quickly find that link and I'll put it in chat. Uh, किधर गया? If there's any other chats, please read now, Ani.
Yeah. Someone is asking Hindol Bhaiya your favorite film.
My
Mm,
favorite film, as I said, is Munna by MBBS. If I had to like watch only one film for the rest of my life, I will watch Munna by MBBS or I'll watch Black Friday, one of those two. But if I like, especially in the lockdown, if I want to feel happy, I'll watch Munna by MBBS. Ah, shit,
Munna Bhai
bhaiya.
MBBS was part one. Munna Bhai MBBS part two was
Lage Raho Munna Bhai, the
okay.
Gandhi one. I have an unpopular opinion that I like one more than two, and it's more than just personal reasons. I think two is the same film as one, except they have the whole Gandhi angle, and in fact, even like a lot of jokes are also the same. So I think they cracked the formula कि हमारे पास है, अभी हम छापेंगे इसको. So even PK is the same film. Three Idiots is also the same film. That's a deep another problem, but all great films except Sanju, and the
Right.
fact that I cried in Sanju. But yeah,
Why did you? What part did you cry?
I cried in two and a half scenes. Half the first one where his mom dies, and I was
Oh,
almost about to cry, but there was this group of people next to me who were being damn annoying. So I got annoyed at them, and my tears got stopped there. The second scene is where his dad dies. That I really let go because I can't deal with like I'm very close to my dad, so like those kind of scenes I really, and so especially when I saw Bicycle Thieves, I cried for like almost 2 3 days. because it's a very heartbreaking thing. There was that,
Uh,
and the third was where he goes to the jail, and his friend goes to the jail, and they sort that thing out, and that the Yarana song plays, like very sappy. Like they're all pretty sad, right? So yeah, that is how it is.
nice.
I have no regrets.
Aman has already read your blogs, Hindol Bhaiya. They're great.
Thank you, Aman. Yeah, wait, yes, finally found it. Uh,
And
हाँ Bharat is saying I cried when Vicky Kaushal talks to Dutt साहब कि आपका बेटा मर जाएगा. हाँ, even that is a pretty good scene. Like the
I
yeah.
don't remember that. What happens in that?
This is in the first bit where he ODs basically, and Vicky Kaushal comes and says कि उसको आप सुनील दत्त का बेटा मत बनाइए, उसको संजय दत्त बनने दीजिए. Let him live his life on his own terms, and he's like slightly drunk as well. That was the scene. Yeah. I won't recommend watching Sanju, but ठीक है, अभी क्या कर सकते हैं. See, that is how cinema works. It is designed to make you feel something. You feel something.
Yeah.
So that is how it is. Yeah, I've put the.
I quite recently, on Zaki's recommendation, I saw
Hmm.
Mujhse Shaadi Karogi.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah.
it. End of thread.
So, so
Maybe we can have
huh.
Zaki next time where we can discuss the
No.
film.
So is it an aging problem that you think the film hasn't aged well, or is it the problematic things, or like just it didn't just work for you?
It just didn't work for me.
Could be
I have a problem with Peter Pan as well.
Peter.
I didn't read Peter Pan when I was growing up, and I think I read it much later, and then I realized all the sexist comments, and I was like, why do people like this film? So I think that was
Hmm.
yeah. Sometimes it's good if you read certain things when you're growing up because you don't understand a few things,
Yeah.
and then when you grow up and then you just have this certain mindset and you're asked to read it, and you're
Hmm.
just why
Yeah.
why would you ask me to read that again?
Yeah, it's more than just loss of innocence. Like some people say कि वो आप बच्चे नहीं रहे तो आपको पसंद नहीं. It's more than that. It's
Yeah,
the context and everything that and
things
some yeah,
change and you're just like
yeah. Yeah, I'll just quickly see. Bharat is asking. I'm just curious. Have you both written or directed any fiction? Sorry, or tried to? I know Vaani wrote that podcast piece, but anything else longer? Have you tried anything?
I tried writing poetry when I was a child. It
Hmm.
sucks.
Hmm. Yeah.
And I'm a closet poet.
Hmm.
Not anymore, but
Hmm.
I tried to be one. But now
Hmm.
I just try writing the podcast. I mean, I
Hmm.
picked up, I kind of
Hmm.
quit writing. I stopped writing after
Hmm.
at some point. And then
Hmm.
I just picked writing now because of
Hmm.
the podcast, because of the blog posts that we've been doing.
Hmm.
And I think I'm writing after, I don't know, I'm maybe 7 years or so.
Hmm.
So I don't know.
So
I'm just
yeah, I was
slowly coming
really
back.
curious to know what exactly is like just tell me how you come to the podcast piece that you write. Like what is the thought that begins it, and how do you structure it? Like just how
So
did you go about it?
I usually, I shouldn't, but I like to
Hmm.
play on nostalgia because
Hmm.
I like, sometimes you just like telling stories
Hmm.
to people. And there are certain stories that you can't just out of the blue be like, hey, Hindol, we've never met, but let me tell you about this.
Yeah.
You can't do that. But then there are certain pieces that you just want to share.
Hmm.
So if something is happening in my life, so it was my birthday and I just shared something that would happen every year, and it just becomes a process. For
Hmm.
example, how we came, so the first episode was on the yellow street lamp,
Yeah. Yeah.
and वो मेरे घर के बाहर, like immediate balcony के बाहर, they were changing the light,
Hmm.
and I was like, and Web was suggesting, hey, why don't you do a
Hmm.
post on, I was like, hey, I'm so irritated, I'm really sorry
Hmm.
because there's this street lamp outside and इसकी light आने लग गई है.
Hmm.
And he was like, hey, why don't you do an episode on this, and I was like, hey, that's doable. So like for the next episode I'm picking up something that I'm very, there are small things that you're very romantic about,
Hmm.
and I try to find those romances in my life and
Hmm.
picture something like write something that's 2 to 3 minutes long around them,
Yeah.
and hope that people don't find me creepy or cringy.
No, that's the whole like USP, as to say, कि it's not a story, it's not an anecdote, it's like raw feelings. Like this could also qualify as a rant. Ki you just like caught someone ki better with I'll tell you about this lamp that
Yeah.
got replaced. So you're not telling a story, you're just like voicing out everything that's going through in your head, like there's no filter. So like that's I something that I really like. So yeah, that was great. And yeah, I think it I should check out the pencils this thing, the Boring Talks
I
podcast
think
as well.
that's one of the
Huh.
finest student podcasts I've ever heard in my life.
Because the way you described it and everything, I think like it'll be a good companion piece to like the kind of writing
Yeah.
that you're doing.
I
So
just hope I can start making podcasts like that one day in my
mm,
life and nail the audio as well. My
yeah,
audio sucks.
yeah,
But what about you? Have you also
mm,
written,
yeah.
you write blogs?
Yeah, so my introduction to writing was there was this friend of mine who used to write poetry, and everyone in the class liked his poetry, and like he was known as the class poet and everything. And me being me, I got very jealous. Ki like मेरे को भी बनना है. So then one summer vacation, I just like filled an entire notebook with poems, and I began with song translations. So like whatever song I would like. So there's this Bengali musician called Anjan Datto. So he's very close to Bob Dylan and Simon and Garfunkel. Like that's his style. So he takes like whatever the tune is, and he
Mhm.
tells one story through the song. And there's one song called Calcium, which is like my favorite. And the entire song is like from the perspective of a small boy and all the things that people are telling him to do. The uncle says कि आप कोई drawing class join कर लो. The mother is saying कि the waste child, nothing is happening. The grandfather is saying they you should go and play around more often. So like these are the entire song is just so and so is saying this, so and so is saying this, so and so is saying this.
Mm.
But what do you want to do? So that's what, and it I don't know, I have a very this thing. So the first thing I tried translated that song, and I
Yeah.
filled that entire one notebook. And one day accidentally I left that notebook in class that someone else finds it, and then I'm like, hey, you write as well. This is so nice. So yeah, I've done a lot of stupid shit like that. So apart from that, yeah, I made one short film. So if you want to subject yourself to that, you can check it out on my channel.
Subject
Yeah,
yourself to that.
and Bharat, if still watching this, do watch it and let me know. And if you find it disappointing, there's another very short 40-second video that we made. So we had an advertising assignment, and we had to make commercials for fake products that we invented. So we made this thing called vaibhav.com, where you some if like people are not giving you attention, you pay this website money, and we'll arrange for people who will give you attention, any kind of attention that you need in life. So it's like भाव देना वाला होता, तो भाव.com
Nice.
में बनाया था. तो उसका एक कमर्शियल है, आप वो देख सकते हो. हाँ, this is that. This is all the work that I've done.
That's great.
Yeah, I just before this, Daksh Chaudhary is asking, guys, did you watch Hellaro? Yes, I did watch Hellaro, and yeah, one even you should check it out. It's this like I think it won some awards as well. It's about this village in Gujarat, and it's 1975. It's the emergency.
Okay.
It's a very like regressive and patriarchal village. Like the women are not allowed to do like not even allowed to breathe. That's the kind of thing, and it hasn't rained there for a very long time, and it's the Navratri time, and in the nights all the men of the village they assemble wherever, and they have to perform garba for the goddess, and in hope ki it'll rain, and the women are not allowed to do garba. And eventually through some this thing they find this one nomadic dhol player, and there's this one activity that they're allowed to go every day, that there's this river, you go there and fill water, come back. That's all the social interaction that they get. And within that they discover this guy, and then they start playing garba within themselves. So then garba becomes like this empowering thing for them, and how they fight against the men just to protect this small thing that they've discovered. So like it's not a violent film myself, but like it really leaves you with a lot. It's pretty well made.
Nice. I just finished reading this graphic novel. It's called Ayako,
Mhm.
and it's pretty disturbing as well. They
Yeah.
lock a 4-year-old and they stay inside the basement because she's seen something that she wasn't supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
And then how her whole perspective of little things that we take for granted changes.
Mm-hmm.
For example, what is love, the idea of love, the idea of brotherhood and relationships. It's pretty. I don't know. I just couldn't. I thought I hated that book, but I was because I was so uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
But then I realized it's actually an amazing piece, and it is again like you said, Hilaro,
Mm-hmm.
because you realize in Ayako as well that's pretty gruesome how people just I mean people used to treat women in general.
Yeah.
And उसके अलावा I was also reading a few papers a few weeks ago because I come from Himachal and यहाँ पे बहुत ज़्यादा black magic की बातें होती हैं
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. And I was reading like how people actually started taking it in place and then why people actually practice it. And there was again this whole system of patriarchy and torturing women and then women trying to find a way to let out their emotions and then eventually they would just go crazy and psychological disorders हो जाएंगे and then everyone thought that this woman is crazy, she's performing black magic, etc., etc. And that's how she would. So like वो हिंदी में बोलते हैं ना माता चढ़ गई.
Mm-hmm.
So like once a woman goes through that, you actually start fearing her and start respecting her. And somehow some women even today use it as a facade and they pretend to be in I don't know what would you call it in
A trance.
yeah in a
Yeah.
trance so that they can be respected in the household. So there are
Mm-hmm.
like so many things that I have been reading recently about this, so it was
This
pretty,
is
yeah.
damn interesting. And I don't know if you've seen that movie, the this thing Stree, which came out with Rajkumar Rao.
I have,
And yeah, so even that concept is pretty this thing that it's a female ghost, and during a certain period of the year, if you haven't written O3 Kalana outside your house,
yeah.
if you're a man, she'll abduct you, and like only your clothes will be left. And eventually, like, this is not a spoiler, I guess, but the main thing was she just wanted to be respected, and no one gave her that respect, which is what drove her to becoming what she became. So I think,
Yeah.
yeah, that was pretty interesting. This thing, I really hope these kind of stories.
I read this book away recently. It's called When I Hid My Caste,
Hmm.
and it is actually it talks about caste and everything. But the last chapter in the story actually is eerily similar to Stree. Of course,
Hmm.
it's not a horror story,
Yeah.
but it's about it's about the ghost of a woman. Just they sab darte in the village
Hmm.
because apparently when a man dies in the village, she breaks his nose off,
Hmm.
so everyone is scared like so they try कि funerals दिन को हो जाएं but
Hmm.
sometimes because जिस हिसाब से like Hinduism में like dates निकलती हैं time
Hmm.
निकलता है so if I remember correctly eventually it turns out I'm not sure कि everyone will read it but eventually it turns out that that ghost of a woman is not actually a ghost, it's actually a woman who
Hmm.
was left to die years ago and now she's waiting to perform sati when her husband dies. So whenever a man dies, she visits the guy in hopes that this is her
It's
husband.
her husband.
Because and the husband was an asshole to her
Hmm.
because he left her. But because of the society that we've built, she was so dedicated that she wanted to perform sati when the guy dies. And like the only revenge she takes is like cutting their noses off or something like that. It's like gut wrenching
Yeah.
stories that actually
Yeah,
come out of
on this subject like caste and these kind of things, there's this one book which we were recommended in college, and so I thought कि हाँ गांव में पीपली लाइफ जैसा कुछ होता होगा कि people are
yeah.
like black humor types. After I read this particular book, it just I couldn't sleep for days. It's this book called Everybody Loves a Good Rot by P. Sainath. P. Sainath is a journalist, and
Yeah.
he's dedicated his entire life's work to covering rural affairs. So his thing is that the mainstream media does not give attention to rural, like agricultural problems and stuff, despite the fact that most of India is based in rural India. So this is like a collection of drought related incidents from across the country, and it's all true stories. And each and every story, like it just you stop feeling frustration after a point. It goes beyond that. Like you feel
Yeah.
anger, like you can go through the 5 stages of grief through one
And you
book.
just get tired eventually.
Yeah.
What
So,
do I
but
do?
yeah, but it's a very important read if you want to understand the real India, as to say. So everybody loves a good rot is a book you should read. And if you don't want to read the book, just follow P. Sainath and the work his organization does, because it's very important that we do. Anyway, chalo, let's come to
Everybody is a good rod by P. Sainath.
everybody loves a good rot. Yeah. If you are okay with reading a PDF, I can send you one.
Yeah,
Are you
sure.
are you a
Please do.
PDF person or?
I've become flexible now because I realize like PDFs, like usually I read it on the Kindle or I just get a printout. So like right now also I have like all these papers that I was reading
Mhm.
because I was just too tired to. So
Yeah,
put
because
it.
like some people have those things, ki, oh, I need to snort the page and like feel the vibe.
No,
I
it's just
can't.
that sometimes having something tangible works because
Yeah.
I tend to make a lot of notes
Hmm.
like Ricky. I'm actually thinking to do a video on my note making process as well.
Hmm.
And मैं बहुत religiously इस book की मैं notes बना रही हूँ because I'm hoping कि I can make a video on this.
Hmm.
But like I don't know, until you write it down, it just
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's go back
But एकदम
to
से the माहौल became
uh,
so
yeah. Then let's come to lighter things. Keshav was asking, guys, do you also find whatever you write not so good?
yeah all the time.
Right?
The
For
trick
the
is to
show.
come back to it years later and then you're like, hey, I wasn't that bad.
Yeah, it is terrible. Just burn it. It's a piece of shit. Same piece. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. I cringe most of at seeing most of my work. So yeah, thanks, Gargi. Yeah, it's a very good book. And now we are on this subject, so I'll talk about another person with whom I share my birthday with. This is Noam Chomsky, and he's talked about a lot of things. But there's this one very short book called Media Control, and it's like a 50-page book. It's very small, but it's everything that you need to know about how, like, the guiding philosophies behind news media, so and why propaganda is a thing. It really makes you understand what exactly propaganda is. Like, after a point you even see कि sports is propaganda, war is propaganda. तो मतलब काफी वो, it's a
Yeah.
very, मैं disclaimer देता हूँ, communist थोड़ा उनका leaning है, but मीडिया कंट्रोल, इट्स अ वेरी स्मॉल बुक, 50 to 80 पेजेस है, पढ़ लीजिए, बहुत सही बुक है. एंड मैंने ये एक बुक पढ़ी थी, आई तो 3 साल मेरे बीएमएम के निकल गए. आई कोटेड दिस बुक इन एवरी सिंगल आंसर, तो दैट इज हाउ इट इज.
That's nice. Media control
Yash is
book.
asking, Vani, will there be another workshop on letter writing? Yeah, what was this workshop?
So I did a letter writing workshop
Hmm,
and I've been receiving a couple of letters after that. But
hmm,
it was basically we went through the history of letter writing, and beach mein there was a semi thing like if you're stuck, how to write,
hmm,
writer's block ko kaise hatate hain. There were like some formatting kaise karte hain letters ki. There were some tips and tricks. How do you send a letter without an envelope, and details about like letter writing in general. But like I'd like to believe it was pretty much like much more interesting than your
hmm,
regular school session. It was a way to take away the trauma
hmm, hmm,
that you had in school and just get back to letter writing.
hmm, hmm. So again, very stupid question, but let's say I am texting someone, and this is a person I haven't spoken to long in a long time, but it's I'm writing it as a letter, like all the things that I would say in a letter. I'm just noting everything down, and there's of course the pen and paper route. Key, I'm writing a proper letter with the everything that I want to talk about. So, what would be the difference that you have observed? Key, like, is it just a psychological thing कि it's just the experience of writing on paper, or is it like, does your style of writing change, is something?
I don't know if your style of writing will change. That depends
Hmm,
on person to person.
yeah.
But this is an argument I always give.
Hmm,
Like 10 years from now, chances are that you won't have that message.
hmm,
You still will have that letter.
yeah.
That's A. But if you still have the message, that's great. But
Hmm,
B, letters become personal because you send across your handwriting.
hmm,
The pressure points of the pen vary
hmm,
with every line. Sometimes if you're in a rush, you'll just write really quickly. Sometimes you'll take your time, and that cannot be conveyed in a message.
Yeah.
Sometimes people cry and the teardrops falls on the
Mm.
paper, and then ink dismantles, and that's also very personal. So like letter offers you a very personal touch,
Yeah.
and that is one reason why a lot of people still romanticize the entire
Mm.
process of letter writing, because it just becomes very personal when you see
Mm.
someone's handwriting versus a text that
Mm.
everyone is going to send you.
Mhm.
The text might vary, but the handwriting will be the same.
Yeah.
So a letter becomes much more personal then. And I also feel like letter writing ki wajah se, I don't know, it's easy to convince
Mm.
people because they see the efforts you've put in.
Mhm. Yeah, the other person has to appreciate. Otherwise, if they
Yeah.
just like, "Ha, theek hai, whatever," then there's no
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
But then, yeah, it becomes very personal because if you're leaving an imprint
Hmm.
for the other
Yeah,
person,
it's an entire. I
it's a
get
piece
what
of
you're.
yourself.
Yeah, you're communicating much more. I just remembered something very weird about the tears falling on paper thing. So,
Yeah.
when I had just like moved from kindergarten to like proper school, my
Yeah.
handwriting was terrible and I couldn't write in cursive. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know, some problem. It wasn't a dyslexia thing, it's just like I was lazy or whatever. So my class teacher told my mom he work on cursive handwriting. There's summer vacation and by the time he comes back he should like write in cursive.
Yeah.
So my mom took it on herself and like she took it really hard. He have to teach him cursive handwriting. So I got those books and everything, and she would thrash me a lot because like I wasn't able to write those things. So like with every possible thing she would beat me up. I would like cry while doing the exercises.
Yeah.
So many years later I was like cleaning my things in my old house and I found those books. I was just going through and the papers were still like the sheets were still brittle because like there were teardrops, these things, the gadda gadda ho
God.
jata hai. Like shit.
Okay, guys, please like this stream for Hindol's
Yeah.
tears.
Thank you. Thank you. Please convert my trauma into likes and reads.
But no, this is so. I'll tell you how I moved from one like CBSE school to ICSE school, like CBSE वाले school DAV to a
Hmm.
convent,
Oh,
and
you're
DAV में
a
सब हिंदी
DAV.
बोलते थे. And like yeah, I went there for like so I was in class 2 when I changed the school,
Acha.
and when I went
Huh.
to like the convent,
Hmm.
everyone would speak in English. Everyone
Hmm.
had refined language, and I was like, कहाँ भेज दिया मुझे?
Hmm.
But everyone had good handwriting, and then
Hmm.
there was this one teacher who just hated my writing because it was bad.
Hmm.
And then she slapped me once, and I took it upon myself.
Hmm.
ऐसे कैसे मारते? Then I would sit down with. She was a Hindi teacher. Then I would sit down with Hindi का newspaper.
Hmm.
I would copy the words, word to word, word to word. And my parents were like mortified. ये क्या हो गया
Hmm.
बेचारे बच्चे को? And then yeah, but then
Yeah.
उसके बाद I still have I have a wonderful handwriting. No, I don't, but like I
Ah,
had it in school.
it's decent, pretty decent. We've seen it on Instagram. It's pretty. Guys, please like this
It's not
too.
a wonderful like writing, but like
It's pretty.
it's
Yeah.
pretty decent. It's
Yeah.
like better than a lot of people.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say like violence is bad,
Ah,
but that
yeah.
slap saved my handwriting.
But this was like it's the motivation eventually came from within you, na. There
Yeah.
wasn't like an external कि मतलब हाँ झाड़ू से पीटूंगी इसको ठीक है अपने तो
But
मतलब
I take offense. I take a lot of so once a teacher threw me out of the dance like ek din pehle, and the next day I was like fuck it, I'm joining Kathak
hmm,
classes. So I sat and learned
yeah
Kathak classes for
hmm,
years because of that one traumatic
hmm.
effect.
Yeah,
But
and
yeah, that happens.
yeah, even I faced something similar. So I used to live in Bhopal earlier with
Yeah.
my mom and grandparents, and I shifted to Mumbai in 2005. So again, whole this thing, but like CBSE schools ही थे. But the thing is, the school I used to study in earlier was a Hindi medium school. तो वहाँ में मतलब लिख सकते थे इंग्लिश, like लिखने में सब शेक्सपियर थे, but no speaking. So
Yeah.
the first day in school, so I had to go and tell my class teacher that you have misspelled my name in the register. The spelling is supposed to be this. It took me half an hour to just construct that sentence. I wrote it down I obviously, like, I haven't made any friends or anything, so I can't even ask anyone ki, hey, can you help me with this? I went up, I said something, she realized ki problem hai, whatever I said was wrong. And then thankfully she was a very sweet person, and she was also our English teacher. So she took it
Oh
on
God.
herself ki I want to like teach this boy how to speak. So she made me read Enid Blyton. I would read like Amar Chitragatha and everything. And then eventually I
Okay.
started,
Yeah.
somehow I managed. So wait, yeah, I think someone said something. Yeah, Asif
Karan
Khan said,
Makoti versus CBC.
while speaking, please emphasize on syllables. So, sorry, Asif, if this feels ineloquent to you. I'm not being condescending or something. It's just that I'm not a natural English speaker, and I know that
Yeah.
sometimes I stutter and something. So, yeah,
I stutter a lot at times. I don't know. If I'm uncomfortable around you, I'll stutter.
yeah,
And that's why I only speak like two words. But no, no, no. This is very interesting.
yeah.
I take offense and then I just
Mm,
like then my
mm,
parents would be traumatized.
mm,
It was traumatic for मैं अपने parents को
mm.
trauma देती थी
हाँ.
अगर कुछ मेरी life में खराब होता because they would like बेटा सो जाओ. I the first day like it was my
Mm,
birthday and I had just
mm,
joined like 2 weeks ago
mm,
and so the teacher was like have you got any sweets and like CBSE में sweets मतलब मिठाई.
mm,
I haven't got mithai, I've got
हाँ,
toffees and chocolates.
हाँ,
And I'm like, no, I haven't got any sweets. And then like towards the end of the period, I'm like, ma'am, I wanted to distribute the chocolates. And she's like, beta, मैंने बोला था sweets. And I'm like, oh. Then I took another offense. And then I would sit down, listen to
mm,
like, I don't know, stories. And then my parents
yeah,
were like again traumatized. इस बच्चे को क्या
yeah.
हो गया?
Yeah, I had one very annoying class teacher. So I told you ना I would like talk a lot during classes. तो उसने
Yeah.
parent teacher meeting में बोल दिया था पापा को कि your son is the class joker. He talks a lot and he is
Oh, God.
always cracking up with jokes and whatever. He's never paying attention, despite the fact that I had scored well. So this began with a caveat that I know his grades are fine, so there's nothing to do with that. It's just that he's like an attention-seeking person. There's like some problem. Please take care. And like now, I can't stand if someone humiliates my dad. So I'm like, you woman, oh god. So next year I decided कि चाहे जो हो जाए इसके सब्जेक्ट में मेरे मार्क्स कम आने ही नहीं चाहिए, and I will make sure that I will talk in all of our lectures. I don't give a shit. I'll study the night before the exam, and you have humiliated me. This is, I will extract my revenge. Yeah, I
This
was
is
very
nice.
stupid.
I was a teacher's pet.
Yeah.
I'm saying that
Yeah.
because my classmates would disagree if I say something else.
Yeah, it's a lot of people look down on being the teacher's pet, but it has its own advantages.
I think
Like,
I just was a very nice kid. I
hmm,
used to do what I was told,
hmm.
and I would work hard.
Yeah, I had a split personality, so because like I said, my grades were and all were fine. So my teachers would think कि मतलब शांत अच्छा लड़का है. So they had one image going for me, and the other thing with like my friends and everything, I was like complete हाँ देख लेंगे जो भी. So whenever they would get in trouble because of me, the whole group would get saved. So like that was my thing. Like I realized that it's a very petty reason to be a friend with someone, but. Like yeah, I still got to hang out with the cool kids. So like that was my what do you say, USP, to sneak into the group.
Nice. There's a super chat by Karan Magu. I don't know if he addressed it.
Huh. Karan is
But
saying,
yeah,
yeah,
thank you so much. CCT is everything. And Fountainhead is one of his favorite books.
yeah, the context is everything with
There's also another comment that I'd like to
hmm.
address. It's by Harsh Patel. Let's start a book club and discuss one book per month. You're 4 months late to that. We're already doing that.
Yeah.
Kal stream hai bhai, please join.
Yeah.
We run a book club. It's called a
Hmm.
book a month with Vaani, and we pick up one book at the beginning of each month.
Hmm.
And on the last Thursday of each month, we discuss this book religiously. We've been doing this for the past 3 months, and tomorrow is the
Yeah.
like discussion thing for the month of April.
Yeah.
Do join if you've read Shoe Dog, and I'll also reveal the book that we're reading
Hmm.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
But that was a great suggestion though. We
Yash
took it
Gupta
into
is saying my
consideration.
mother
Oh,
used to teach me in the same school I was in. So no, yeah, this is another लेवल यही सब वो अभी आप नेपोटिज्म की बात कर रहे हो ना, तब आपको स्कूल में पता चलता है कि क्या क्या बेनिफिट्स
Yeah.
हो सकते
Yeah. Yeah. I've seen. Yeah, no, I don't want to say it out loud.
हैं. हाँ
But yeah, there
वो.
were some kids who used to get advantages
Yeah.
because of,
Hmm.
yeah. My mother's a teacher, but she didn't teach in the same school, so that was great.
Yeah.
But like nepotism exists and it's
Yeah.
bad.
That's.
But
Yeah.
teachers are partial, but like I never had a
Hmm.
problem with it because
Hmm.
they were partial to me
Hmm.
and like someone I like. But
Hmm.
like if you are the person, they're not partial to. अगर तुम्हारे साथ
हाँ,
nepotism
then you
नहीं
have
हो
to
रहा है, then you're
feel
like,
bad.
why? That teacher sucks.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, I like that teacher. She's so nice.
Okay, so I have a theory on teachers, and correct, like, tell me
Yeah.
if you agree on this, or like if this is a wild
Yeah.
thought. I think this is not sexist. Also, that's just like putting out disclaimers. I think if you have to be an English teacher, you have to be an inherently nice person. Like English teachers in general are more caring, and like they actually care about whether you kind of like grow as a person. Whereas, but if you want to be a maths teacher, you have to be like a horrible person, like very like traumatic life, and you need to hate children with like everything. You have to treat it like a government job, and like make sure that the kids don't understand anything. Then they go to YouTube one night before the exam and try to understand things. This is my theory that maths teachers are horrible. I'm sorry if any
Can I
maths
say
teachers are
something? My
watching.
mother is a maths teacher.
Oh shit. Sorry.
She has a reasoning for it. She
Huh.
says, like maths teachers have to be really strict because that's not how you get the syllabus done. You have to be strict so that kids are
Hmm.
afraid of you. So that every time you give them an example, every time you
Hmm.
give them a homework, every time there's an exam, they come prepared for it.
Hmm.
English teachers का हो जाता है. They are nice to you, but बच्चों को पता है story पढ़ के निकल जाएगा. I was like, hey, that makes sense.
I mean, yeah, but so we had this really
I,
horrible.
I I just said this so that in case my mother comes back to this
Uh,
stream and watches it again, I
yeah,
defended her. I was on her side.
yeah, yeah. I'm not reinforcing any stereotypes. This is just observations from my own life. So that's that. So we had this one really horrible maths teacher, and so I get the strictness part of it. Ki you have to instill fear ki matlab homework वगैरह करे, and there's like concepts that you've learned. So what you're saying makes sense. But she used to say just very mean things to people who couldn't score. Like in her class, the score meant everything. Like I don't
That's
even
a
think,
teacher
yeah,
problem.
yeah, I don't think she even remembers our faces. Like वो होता है ना कि आप खड़े हो and आपके शक्ल पे just आपके marks दिख रहे हैं उसको, हाँ ये 40 है, ये 39 है, ये 100 है, तो उसको वैसे याद है. And one of my friends, like he used to get thrashed a lot, and it ruined confidence completely. And like he मतलब we used to like really encourage him because he was really good in sports, but because of these things, like obviously one subject goes down, then all of everything goes down. So that kind of became a very weird problem, and she's like, yeah, you won't do anything in life, you're pretty useless, and this one time I remember, we were getting the maths answer sheets. मतलब obviously अभी हो गया exam हो गया, you know how badly you've done, अभी आने वाला paper. And out of the fear that he had for the teacher, वो ऐसे कुछ तो prayer मतलब अपने आप को बोल रहा था, ठीक है, I'll just put him to the side. Except that he didn't realize how loud he was. And after a point, everyone could hear him. And when he went to collect the paper, the teacher was like, हाँ तो क्या क्या कौन सा prayer गा रहे थे? मैंने कहा, हनुमान चालीसा ये कर. हाँ, didn't work. Take 10 on 100.
That's very mean.
That's very me.
I've had
So yeah,
nice teachers all along. My teachers
but
have
like yeah, I've had
been
good
to you.
English teachers. They were like English teachers have led to a lot of personality development. Maths teachers have led to trauma. So I think I can take the
Right. Yeah.
content from maths teachers and use what I've learned in English to make content out of
I
it.
relate to that in like from college days.
Hmm.
My school teachers all were like really nice.
Yeah.
College teachers were also good, but like college mate becomes a lot about like how well do you engage with people as well.
Hmm.
Maybe
And it's a
because
limited time engagement also. Na? Like in school, it's pretty much the same teachers through like 12 years of your, sorry.
you see them every day.
Yeah.
A
And
teacher stays for a full year.
yeah, and which is why school friendships they say are supposed to be more because you've had more experiences together. College, it's like you've come with all that baggage, and now in this limited time, you have to form strong relationships. So even teachers are like, हाँ ठीक है, एक साल पढ़ाएंगे, अगले साल
I
नया
feel
बैच आ जाएगा.
attacked. My school friends don't watch my stream.
Same, same. My yeah, my school friends
क्या ये
don't
दोस्ती
yeah,
तोड़ने का समय आ गया.
uh, they don't acknowledge anything, and which is why so Insta पे like there's these stories and shit, right? So stream हो
Yeah.
रहा है, so you get the story. Now I don't know. I feel really weird sometimes because after a point it's like you're plugging something every day. So I don't know. Sometimes I so yesterday I shared a quiz story after a long time. Where like participants were big and something. And like चलो अभी कुछ ऐसा सेंटी लिख के डाल देता. So like
Yeah,
it'll
I saw your
get yeah
story and I really liked it.
yeah
Now I realized it was a
yeah. So it'll get traction and
yeah.
something. So and next day I wake up like the people have DM ki like hey congratulations whatever. It's a birthday वाली feeling आ रही थी कि मतलब काफी लोग you feel important. And like
God.
now if I start doing this every week, I can't have my birthday every week. So I need to plan like when I can get these reactions out
And
of
my
people.
balloons like from my birthday are still here. And I feel like yesterday I sent a message to my friend like I want my birthday back. By the way, I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
My
yeah,
best friend from school is watching the stream.
yeah.
Shresht is in the comments. Hey, you didn't comment, so I didn't know. Like you didn't mark your attendance. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
but,
Shresh,
but yeah.
give us gossip on Vaani from school. This is your chance to shine. Do it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
You
shit.
know, my brother was here and he gave a lot of gossip on me.
Yeah, that's something I've always wanted a sibling. I think I
Oh,
would have
you're an
been.
only
Yeah, I'm
child.
an only child, the only disappointment in my
Congratulations.
family. Yeah. So, yeah, I think I would have been an entirely different person if I had a
Yeah,
sibling. Yeah.
definitely. I
Hmm.
I was very stubborn. I was,
Hmm.
and then my brother
Hmm.
just
Yeah.
like he brought me down like उसने मुझे मेरी औकात दिखा दी.
How younger than
7 years
you?
difference.
7 years. 7 years is pretty. Like there's that good gap between you ki elder wala. Like sometimes people say ki, yeah we've like I'm 1 year older. Like that's not a legit gap. It's
Yeah,
like yeah.
I'll tell you what, like, a lot of people, like, so my brother and I used to fight like crazy people.
Hmm.
Both of us, like, I loved karate classes and
Hmm.
I loved like all this stuff. So I was enrolled there.
Hmm.
I am an introvert. My brother is an introvert. He is also very shy. The first time I heard him, like, जब उसने stream किया channel पे, I
Hmm.
realized, okay, he can speak more than a sentence. Like, and my parents saw the stream the next day and they're like, hey, ye bolta hai.
Hmm.
Like, he's that shy.
Hmm.
And so, like, he would go wherever I would go. Like,
Hmm.
मैंने karate classes join करी, he'll
Huh.
join the karate classes. I don't want to join cricket classes, वो एक हफ्ते में छोड़ के आ जाएगा.
Hmm.
So, and every person tells us like if you have a 7 years ka age gap, people respect their elder siblings. My brother
Hmm.
has started respecting me now.
Hmm.
Earlier, we used to fight like he'll throw a chair on me, I'll throw a bat at him. Like we had terrible fights.
Hmm.
Like
How old was he? How old were you?
I was in class 6, and I think he was. I think I was hardly like he was 4 or something, and I was 11
Oh,
or 12.
oh man.
He's given me trauma.
Yeah.
This is crazy, crazy stories. But it's okay if
Hmm.
you don't have a sibling. It's okay.
No, but so among all my cousins, I'm the eldest cousin.
Oh.
So whenever everyone is around, whatever nonsense, whatever shit they do, I'm the one who gets blamed. कि like तुम बड़े हो तुम्हें देखना चाहिए. Like क्या तुमने पैदा किया? How is it my responsibility to like वो वहाँ पे जाके कर रहा है मैं अपना कर रहा हूँ.
I've
Uh,
been there.
it's
Yeah,
terrible. Like
so
yeah,
he would hit me on my face and he
yeah,
would cry to my mother like this person is and like obviously they listen like you're the elder one, you're supposed
yeah,
to just, I don't know, be responsible for everything and it just
yeah.
didn't work out. But
Like yeah,
nobody.
where is the life that I was supposed to live? Like even I should get to do these things. Then you yell, do whatever. I just get should get the opportunity, right?
Oh, you don't know what you're asking for.
Yeah.
he called me up before my stream and he said कि he just went home because उसके school में cases आ गए and everything. I'm still here and he called me up and he's like, hey, I want to watch your stream. क्या आप मेरा recharge करवा दोगे? I'm like, no, dude, you never watch my streams. You just end up watching another film. And then he said this thing like, मुझे लगा हमारे बीच में पैसों की दीवार आ गई और मैं यहाँ पे रिश्ते बनाना चाह रहा हूँ.
The Z cinema is too strong with him.
And then in front of everyone, he'll pretend like, I'm so nice, I'm so shy. You saw him on the stream. Like,
Yeah.
I'm so nice, I'm so cool. And this is what happens when you have a sibling and all.
Yeah.
Then you wait for the time you can rant. And then you start ranting anywhere and then you can't stop.
Yeah. Yeah, I relate more to elder siblings, like just through my this thing. And I think elder siblings are very like उनके अंदर बहुत कुछ होता है. It's like a tap का, उसको खोल दो बहुत कुछ निकलेगा content. So they're pretty.
Yeah. Hey, 198 people had liked our stream, guys. 210 करवा दो ना, please. We're becoming greedy day by day.
Yeah, Neville has ruined us. Yeah, I'll just quickly read. People are talking about the school days. Asif is saying my teacher passed away today.
Oh.
She gave me chocolate on college stairs and she said today is my birthday. Who does that nowadays? R.I.P. Pooja More ma'am. So yeah, that's really sorry to hear that, Asif. I hope everyone is doing well. But yeah, things happen. Sanskrit teachers are horrible. No, Sanskrit teachers are.
My
pretty
Sanskrit
nice.
teacher was pretty nice. She gave us this really good reason for studying Sanskrit. I'm really sorry. She said, like, अगर मेरे घर में कोई पंडित आता है, so I
should
the
know
mantra
पूजा
is-
में क्या बोल रहा है.
Yeah, पता चला वो कुछ और करके चले. I'm like, that's interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah.
This actually like the same thought struck me, but in a very weird situation. Like someone had passed away, and we were at the ritual whatever thing, and so like Sanskrit है ना, अभी सुना है पढ़ा है तो like थोड़ा थोड़ा you can make out कि क्या बात हो रही है मंत्र में. And at that point when at the funeral I remembered कि ये बोला था Sanskrit teacher ने कि ये होने वाला है. But yeah, the main reason I used to like Sanskrit was a scoring subject and it was the only like subject you could actually score 100 on 100 on. So yeah, in my 10th boards that was like I got 100. उसका सर्टिफिकेट मिला था. संस्कृत ओपी हो जाए chat में.
I scored decent, but never could score 100 in Sanskrit.
Yeah,
So
Mohita said something interesting. If you had a sibling, so many books wouldn't be there in your background. Yeah, that is true. That is very true.
I don't understand.
Yeah, no, then like बंटवारा हो जाता, books फट जाती, कुछ इसमें हो जाता. Oh, I accidentally lost your book. वो सब भी होता है.
This is really nice. Hindol.
Oh,
We
Zaki.
winged it. Yeah, Zaki is here.
Zaki is here and Mr. Peanut Butter is here. So we leave them in the comments.
But this was like a great take. I don't know what's the past for wing, but we wung it really well.
Yeah, almost, more than an hour.
2 hours, I think.
Yeah, you shit roughly 2 hours. Oh man.
And 204 people have liked the stream. Guys, 210 kar do please, and we'll take your leave.
Yeah.
And we'll see you soon. I think next week say we are starting the semi-finals. Yeah. We're starting the semi-finals and tomorrow we're doing the A Book a Month stream as well. So do join us. If you've already read Shoe Dog, do let us know. We'll invite you for the stream as well. And stay safe and take care of yourself and others around you. I hope the stream helped.
And please take care of your parents because they will fight you. They will say ki you don't know shit. You are very immature, whatever you say. But the thing is, they are more vulnerable in these times than us, and it's up to us to, just take that extra mile, sit down with them, talk to them. Even they'll feel nice. And everyone is getting lonelier by the day. So, and in the pandemic, no one really knows anything. So, it just helps. Like, if and unless like if it's a really very strained relationship that you can't talk to your parents, then I wouldn't recommend this. But if you can, just try it. ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा क्या
Yeah.
चप्पल मारेंगे और क्या, ठीक है.
Yeah. But no, on a serious note, guys, take care of yourself and people around you.
Yeah.
And if you feel lonely, do ping us. I hope our streams are helping you.
हाँ.
And we've also been putting out some feel good recommendations if you're feeling blue. I hope all these efforts are
Yeah.
helping you. And do reach out to us in case you need to speak to someone.
Yeah.
And
But like just say that hey, I'm feeling lonely, I just want to talk. अब ऐसा recommendation मत मांगना कि हाँ please suggest Spanish thriller movie. Come to the point कि hey, I just saw this stream, I wanted to talk to someone. It feels nice, and I know it takes a lot to like admit that you're feeling low, and I don't know, it's a very difficult place to be. It's also courteous to the other person as well. So like just in case that makes any sense.
yeah, but this was great and all. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you for
And
having me. I
yeah,
think this is the only episode of this that is going to happen. I don't think you'll ever call me back again. But
no, no,
yeah, this
no.
was fun. This was
But this
pretty
is
fun.
great. We should do this more often.
Yeah.
Discuss books and podcasts and films in the process
Yeah.
and rant.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I think the rant comes first, then everything else. But the film recommendation के लिए तो channel ही है ना पूरा, तो like that is content. This is life. So come for life and subscribe for content. That is our
yeah,
model. Yeah.
great.
Daksh has written something very interesting. Teacher to Vaani, हमारे घर पे कुत्ता है. Vaani to
No,
teacher नहीं छोड़ा भाई.
but that's not fair. I never did that.
Yeah.
But he's a great kid.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
have patches like when
Ah,
kids are young, they're crazy.
yeah.
There's this particular age where you shouldn't befriend kids.
Yeah.
But this was great.
Yeah.
Thank you so
And if
much for
you're
joining
Ruskin
it all.
born, you
Yeah.
should not befriend kids at all. Sorry. Just wanted to like,
I don't want to defame it. Like I don't
yeah, these are all unverified
I
thing.
don't want to. Yeah.
Yeah. We
Please
believe
don't
he's
sue us.
yeah.
This is
Don't
not
quote
verified
us.
information.
Yeah.
But this was great and all. I'll just end the stream
Done.
before we
Ah,
say something that will eventually harm
yeah.
us legally.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you
But
guys. Please don't cancel us. Stay safe. Stay happy.
and good
Thank you.
night.
Good night.
I'm just ending the
Yeah.
stream and all.